Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Spawncast episode 191. Everyone is mostly here. We're just missing Nate, right? That's all. So Nate could pop in at any time. All right, anytime. So be ready for that. We do have a special guest tonight. Scott is returning to the podcast. Scott, how you doing tonight?
Hello. Hi. You should do for the 200th episode. You should use Google Hangouts again.
Oh,
that'll be a fun time.
Is Google? That's gone now, right? They got rid of it.
No, they either renamed it or they moved it. I don't remember.
They can bring it back for episode 200.
Yeah,
use our clout.
Scott's also doing his charity sale right now. You still have that going on, Scott. You hit a pretty high milestone, right? You mentioned that earlier. What's that now?
Yes, it is at about 150,000. As I previously stated, I am very tired because that was a lot of work.
Yeah.
And it's not over. So
yes,
great. If there weren't sick kids, I wouldn't be going through this.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
Make sure you check it out. Some good stuff on sale. Max, you're saying it's actually it's good quality stuff there.
Yeah, so he has a bunch of different shirts. It's a whole store, and a lot of them are actually legit. I think I bought one of every shirt. So in a bunch of my future videos, I'm gonna be wearing a bunch of Scott merch, honestly, just because that awesome drive.
Yep, goes to a good cause.
Very much.
Absolutely. Yep. Then we have Sean, RGT.
Yo.
Sean, going all out with that sponsor spot.
I like the glasses. Like, I legitimately use them all the time, and I never thought I would, but like.
All right, mail the check when you get a chance. All right,
no, I'm already done. I'm already paying and all that shit.
Good to have you on, Sean. Then we have OJ Player. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? Good to be here. And I wanted to say real quick to Scott. So, Scott, what do you think is the reason why you were not nominated as Content Creator of the Year?
Can't talk about that.
What was the reason?
That makes me uncomfortable. I can't do that. I appreciate it. I saw a lot of people tweeted at me about that, but I can't say anything about that because that would be rude. Thank you. Because it would be like, yeah. Why wasn't I?
Well, I know I wasn't because I my beliefs of the GameCube over the N64. So I understand that, but I don't know what happened over there, Scott.
I doubt the people even voting care about N64 or GameCube. I think
you'd be surprised.
They're PS3 surprised. And up. I think those guys.
I followed up, and they're N64 fans over there. All right, so but we have MVG.
Hey, what's going on? Great to be here.
Putting the Series S through its paces, playing some GameCube games, and from what I saw on Twitter, some PS2 games even.
PS2, baby. Video coming out on Monday.
Okay, Monday. All right, I gotta see that. I gotta see how these PS2 games are playing on there.
Metal Gear Solid on there?
I saw him post Metal Gear Solid 2. We gotta see about Metal Gear Solid 3 though. That'll be the test.
You'll see on Monday. I tested a lot of games. Some really good stuff, some and some really terrible stuff. But check it out.
I heard the RetroArch scene is kind of blowing up on the Xbox right now, so it's not too hard to do. It really isn't. It took me maybe like an hour to set it up, and then maybe another half hour just to make sure it found everything, and that was it.
Yeah, and a lot of people think it's like, gray area, illegal stuff, but it's not. I mean, that service is a service that you can enable on your Xbox. Costs you $20, and if you own those games, then you're legally within your rights to play them. So
you're just buying a developer account basically, and a license through them as them recognizing your Xbox as a developer Xbox, and then they sandbox the Xbox part off, and you can do what you want in there to develop an app or run apps like RetroArch.
That's right. I mean, nothing else to do while we wait for games to come out for the Xbox, right? So
yeah, I saw some people. I saw some people mention Halo Infinite will be great in 2023, but I did see some people mention that they were Nintendo's going to sue them, and I thought, well, they would probably have to sue them for Windows then.
Yeah,
because it's basically the same idea. You have the Xbox OS running RetroArch just like how Windows runs it basically. So
yeah, I'm not a lawyer, but I think that doesn't sound right to me.
Yeah,
that's not gonna the Dolphin emulator's still around.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even Simu even collects a full Patreon for theirs. So
yeah, that's still around. So I mean, I don't.
And theirs is closed source. I think I don't even think theirs is open source.
Yep.
So that's We have Miss Click. Miss Click is back with us. How's it going?
Hello. It's going well. How are you guys?
Good as always. Evan, monitoring the chat, hanging out.
Yep.
Good to have you here. Jordan's wearing. What are you wearing, Jordan?
He came back from eye
I can't wear
surgery.
these anymore. These are IMAX
dizzy?
3D glasses. I can't see out of them. I don't care about them. How's everyone
That was a
doing?
good throw.
That's going to be included. And then we have Max.
Hey, how's it going?
Let's go.
Everybody who watches this, make sure you're subscribed to my channel at 199,000, and I should hit 200,000 before the next episode, hopefully. So, if you haven't done it already, subscribe to Dreamcast Guy. I'd appreciate it.
You can get there ahead of the end of the year. That's what you're trying to do, right? By the end of the year, try to get 200,000. Wow.
Yeah, that was I'm really happy, honestly. It seemed like such an impossible goal a couple months ago, but honestly, just the amount of people who leave nice comments on the channel saying saw you from the Spawncast, like I cannot thank y'all enough. Seriously.
Awesome. So we had Thanksgiving this week. Everyone have a good Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Yeah, I freaking
Yep.
ate.
Yeah.
I didn't eat as much as I thought I was. I think maybe because of like, does your stomach get smaller when you lose weight? So you can't eat as much?
Not really.
Because I didn't eat anywhere near as much as I
I didn't eat as
could
much either. I thought I'd eat
so
more.
I don't know. Maybe it's just conscious. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
I was thinking about it a lot when I was eating turkey. I was like, how? Yeah, I guess.
Did you eat more? Like, remember like when you were big, John? Did you eat more back then? You ate more, right? Because I know I ate a lot more back then. And like now I tried to eat more, but I couldn't. So
That's
Okay,
how
like
you
me,
get big,
you eat
right?
like a bird. Like do you eat like multiple times throughout the day, not just one big portion?
What were you saying, Scott?
no, yeah,
I didn't eat a lot. I didn't eat a lot because somebody at my Thanksgiving dinner yacked all over their food. So I was like,
Oh.
Was it
and
you?
they just kept, they kept eating after that,
Was
and
it
I was just like,
What? Hold on. What?
all right.
Not what they yacked on,
Well,
that, right?
all right. So like, I had
The
it with
fork
my
never
parents.
stopped.
I had it with my parents, and since it wasn't like a big conglomerate of my family meetup, they invited the neighbors over, and one of my neighbors was drinking water, and I went down the wrong pipe, and she just like accidentally kind of like all over her food. And then her husband was just like, yeah, just, she's fine. Just keep eating.
She does this at least twice a week.
Like, it was just like, it would be rude to throw out that food and to pick up new ones instead. Just eat what
It
you
wasn't
have
like,
on the
was there
plate.
like splash damage with that, like to other plates, or was it just hers?
Oh, it was just hers. She was very,
Oh, okay.
she was very targeted with her barf.
Got
it wasn't
it.
really.
She was
it
barf
just more so-
conscious. Yeah.
It was just more so, you drink water and it kind of goes down the wrong pipe, but it was just like.
She just hit it with the water gun, not the hydro pump. So it was just everything.
Yeah.
There
It wasn't a
used to be-
lot, but it was enough. It was enough for me to go like,
Yeah,
I don't
maybe
need
no
to.
turkey this year.
And then
There used
and
to
then
be-
she apologized to me. She was just like, "Hey Scott, I'm sorry if I made you lose your appetite." And I'm just like, "You're fine." And when she left, she told my parents, "That was disgusting. That was I can't." But it was a good day. It was a
That
good day.
reminds me. There used to be this place in my town called Mega Burrito, and they had like a $20 giant burrito. One time we bet a friend of mine $100 he couldn't eat all of it and not vomit. So he sat down and he ate the entire burrito. And afterward, we're like, let's go bowling. So we're out bowling. And at one point, he just stands up and goes, all right, what I'm about to do is not technically vomiting. It's like when you put too much water in your glass and there's that little bit that's over the rim. I'm just going to pour that water. And he just leaned over and all this cheese just flowed out of his mouth.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. Anyways, happy Thanksgiving.
This
Hey,
is why I don't have friends, by the way. Just to let you guys know this right here. I
Hey,
don't have to deal with
MVG
none
was
of that.
cooking over there, posting the big bird on Twitter. I saw that.
20 pounds of
MVG
baby.
knows how to cook a turkey. Okay, everyone on Twitter says turkey isn't good.
Turkey
You
is
gotta-
good.
you gotta
man.
reevaluate.
Well, I have that
You
video.
got to cook it right. You got to cook. And yeah, the one Sean put up, I mean, that looked as juicy as all hell. That
Yeah,
looked like a
looked
great
very
one.
juicy.
So.
That was pre-gravy too. Like
I'm not a
Grab
gravy
those
guy.
two.
I haven't had gravy
What?
Thanksgiving forever.
I
Oh my-
love gravy.
Yeah, I've never been a big mashed potatoes and gravy guy overall. I do like my
I make
turkey.
Wasn't
I
that
have
the
my
Boston
own
market
mashed
standard, though?
potato
Damn.
recipe,
What do you-
and I make a mean mashed potato. Just no
Let me
gravy.
guess, Scott, you like the green bean casserole.
I like green beans. I can mess around with green beans.
Okay.
I was always a roll guy as a kid. I liked my rolls, and then I kind of expanded my horizon. I like turkey. It's one of my favorite meats. It works good as a sandwich. I like that as a sandwich.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You don't get it enough all the time of year.
It lasts for a while. It lasts for a while too after Thanksgiving.
And it's-
You can just
it's
kinda-
also-
Where are we on the
It's
ham versus turkey debate?
Ooh,
Oh, no
Christmas
one needs-
ham.
Turkey.
Christmas
Oh, it
ham.
used to be ham. Used to be a ham guy. I feel like ham's kind of a fad now. kind of just
Hams out.
Just
Hold on,
I
hold
feel like turkey's making a comeback.
2020 ham officially done.
Fish is just like nobody cares about fish anymore.
Ham
Fish
is
is
retro.
completely out
Last
there.
time I've seen a
Isn't
salmon.
ham
it's
for
been years.
Christmas and turkey for
Christmas.
Thanksgiving, right?
Yes. Thank
Yeah,
you,
that's
MVG.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're sane.
Grandma got the free ham. She got the free turkey because if you spent $400 at the grocery store you go to, you got a free turkey. So she got her turkey, and then her and her older sister, who's like 89, went grocery shopping, and they were like, "Oh, you qualify for a free ham." And my grandma was like, "Oh, well, I already got a free turkey." And like she said, her sister just like punched her hard as hell in the arm. It was like, "You get the free ham." So now we got like a 20-pound Christmas ham just
Oh,
waiting.
so good.
Okay.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be wait all that time.
So after that, did anyone go Black Friday shopping online, offline?
Not really.
I
Anything
did.
good?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
technically, yes.
Man, Game Pass destroyed Black Friday shopping, I think.
I did
Like,
buy
there's
some
Wow.
stuff.
cool stuff to play.
I got a few
So-
things. So
I bought a bunch of stuff. Most of it hasn't arrived. I did get 13 Sentinels.
I
which
got
I'm happy
13
about.
Sentinels as well.
We all
And I
got
also
that.
did.
Hashtag sponsored.
Not me.
Yeah, it was. This was going
I
around
got
online.
13 Sentinels.
I did get the
Burnout Paradise.
I love
the
Burnout
Switch Black Friday bundle.
Oh,
A bunch of people in my like all my extended family, none of them have any game consoles at all, and they're interested in the idea of it. So my cousin just had a kid, and they're like, we want him to grow up with a Nintendo. So
That's a
I
good
bought
one.
him
Yeah.
this.
Absolutely.
Nice.
That's a good one to
of you
pick up.
get that.
I
Yeah.
bought Burnout Paradise remastered on the Switch.
How much was that? Was that down to 30?
It was down to 20.
20.
20
20 is not bad.
Good deal.
That's all right. Yeah.
I got XCOM.
I bought it digitally, full price at launch.
Cool.
I
I
preloaded that bad boy.
got that. I got XCOM 2, and I got Trials of Mana on the Switch.
How much was
Trials is
XCOM?
good.
20?
Damn, that's good.
That's a good deal. Yeah, $20 on that. Yeah, because Nintendo was doing their digital sale too. So
I got Dragon
Yeah.
Ball Kakarot for 10, but I had a $5 gift card. It was 15, $5 gift card at Best
that's a
Buy.
good
Yeah.
price on that.
I haven't
yeah.
picked it up. I haven't picked it up yet. I've been too lazy. To
I
drive
like
to
that
Best
game
Buy.
more than everyone else. People didn't like that game.
I gave it an 8 when I reviewed it. I
liked
gave it an 8.
I don't
I
know.
liked it.
I'm a Dragon Ball fan, so that's
I'll pick it up at some point. Once I have to extend the pickup window, they're just gonna tell me I can't have it anymore. So I'll pick it up at some point. Best Buy is just too far away from my house. I just don't feel like driving.
They got delivery.
No, you
you
gotta
get-
pick. Like they were charging for shipping.
$5.99 free $5.99 at door delivery.
No,
It'll come
I'm
within
te-
like a couple hours.
Dude, I'm telling you, they would not let me ship it to my house without paying.
Wait, who would do
for
this?
some-
Best Buy?
It's supposed to be free. It's supposed to be like.
Do you live on like
Interesting.
a mountaintop?
I didn't
Does
know they-
Amazon like not want to climb up there?
I didn't know they
live
did
on the.
that.
I live in the country. I live in like the very edge of town. So I don't know if they just didn't want to deliver all the way out to my house. I don't know.
I might buy
Okay.
this stupid OLED TV.
I know.
It's in my cart, but I don't want to pull the trigger.
I mean, it's good. You're gonna have it for the whole generation.
The only reason I'm justifying it is because I can actually. My cousin actually needs a new TV for her house. 'cause
You're
she
gonna
has, like,
regift it. You're gonna regift that.
I already
TCL.
told her. Yeah, I already told her. I said if I
Well,
buy
you
this
committed
shit,
now. You got to do it.
Yeah.
I said, if
You
yeah.
can't ruin Christmas, right?
Her kids are getting a bunch of
How
Bakugan
RGP ruined
shit.
Christmas.
The Bakugan. I already gave that to one of my nephews, actually.
And then I said, "Your kids like Bakugan?" She's like, "Oh no, let me ask."
I
She's like,
actually
"Yeah, they
played
love it."
that
I was
today,
like, "There you
by the way.
go. Merry Christmas."
Yep. I did the same thing. I was like, "Here's Bakugan. Good luck."
All right, fuck it. Let's buy the stupid thing. No,
right,
I don't want
so-
to do pickup. No.
Buy the 55, dude. Stop being.
No, 65 or nothing. Go
I think
big or
there's-
go home.
I think there's an 82-inch though.
Mhm.
Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
fuck that.
I
I
want to
get an
see you
80
try to fit that into like the corner of your living room.
Right. I'd set it on the floor and I'd sit in front of it like it's a freaking movie theater.
Scott, what'd you get on Black Friday?
Let's see. I got my stack here. Okay, so I usually there really wasn't a ton of like great deals this year. It was okay. Most of everything was like available all week long from what I noticed.
Mhm.
I went to Best Buy yesterday, and it was disgusting. There was barely anything left. Like it was just wasn't into it. But I bought a lot of this stuff online, so we have a decent selection here.
Oh wow, that's actually
yeah.
What the hell was that?
We have Burnout Paradise Remastered. I love Burnout Paradise. I bought it for $50, and I thought, you know what? They deserve 20 more of my dollars. And we have Catherine Full Body for the Switch. I forget how much that was, like 20, 30 or something.
Yeah, $20.
I hate myself for this one. I have Fire Emblem 3 Houses now.
Yes.
That was a good price though for that. 'Cause that was down to
Deer.
like $27 or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. I also hate myself for this one too. We have Persona 5 Royal.
Oh my gosh!
That's-
Yes.
Yeah.
I got that one. I picked that one up too for Black Friday during the week.
It's like
that was
20
it was
bucks,
20 bucks.
or
Yep.
20,
Yeah.
30. Yeah, it was 20
Yep.
bucks.
That's the
I
one
never
picked up.
bought Doom Eternal, so now I have Doom Eternal. Okay, that's good. I technically had Resident Evil 3. I bought it digitally because I didn't really want to leave my house in April. So now I have it physically. All right, and then we have Death Stranding. I never played this, so we'll see.
You haven't played it
What's
yet? Oh, okay. So
I
I
Scott,
love it.
hold on.
We'll
Scott
see
has
what's
to
going
play it,
on there.
and then he has to let us know what he thinks of it because we were kind of
Yes.
split
Well,
on
somebody-
this podcast.
We weren't
Somebody,
split. Everybody liked
spoiled the entire plot for me, and I didn't get it. So
Well, you can play the
Nice.
game now and still not get it.
yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I was looking forward to Neo: The World Ends with You, so I got Neo 2. That was $10. This was interesting because I saw they had the Doom Slayers collection, and it was cool because it was like 15, $10, and it said it included Doom 1 through 3 and then Doom 2016. But then I didn't realize that 1 through 3 were digital downloads, so I think I kind of wasted my money on that because I already owned all of those as digital downloads, and I already owned Doom 2016 as a disc. So, oh well. Zoo Tycoon for Xbox, it was $10. I had
Nice.
to. And then I officially got into the scalping market. I have some switches here. These are for the charity. So you're okay. But we have the Mario Kart one. I can only get one of these, so unfortunate. And I just have both of these on hand. I've had these for like 2 months, or the Animal Crossing one. So these are going to children's hospitals and or as a giveaway. And then I also what else was it? I almost got a PS5 and I got excited, so I bought games ahead of time, and then my order got canceled. So now I have 2 games I can't play.
Okay, yeah. So this was interesting, Scott. You ordered a PS5 from was it Kohl's, and they canceled it on you.
I got Kohl's.
They canceled it on you.
You got cold.
Yeah. Well, no, I specifically was like, man, I'm gonna wait to get a PS5 until I can buy it from Kohl's, and I waited, and then boom, it was available one day. And I don't know. I saw it on my phone on Twitter, and I was like, "Oh, I'll check out the link." It said it's still available. It was like $630, and it came with Spider-Man and another DualSense, which I'm like, I would have bought Spider-Man anyway, and probably wouldn't have bought another DualSense right away anyway. But we'll go for it. Why not? And I used like Apple Pay on my phone, which I never used before, but that kind of made it so the checkout was just instantaneous. It was just like, oh, it knows your address and everything. Boom, there you go. So I was like, and then it said, oh, your order's confirmed. It'll come in a week. And I'm like, oh, wow. And I saw a lot of other people on social media post, oh, man, my PS5 order from Kohl's got canceled. And I'm like, oh, mine didn't get canceled. This is pretty rad. I'm going to get Demon Souls and Sackboy. So I did. And then the next day at 3 a.m., I got an email from Kohl's. I did get to keep the Kohl's cash, though. Apparently, I now have $180 in Kohl's cash because I spent $630, which I got back.
So if they get PS5s back in stock, can you just use that Kohl's cash on the next PS5?
Probably not. But I mean, like I said, the only place I'm ever going to buy a PS5 is Kohl's. So either way, like, whatever. But I don't know. I'm giving up on the waiting around for the.
You have like stock in Kohl's or something. It's just so specific.
Who doesn't want to buy their PS5 from Kohl's? That was such a quirky little thing where I was just like, oh man, I love telling people, yeah, I bought my PS5 from Kohl's, which is just kind of fun.
They used to always have the most, like, on the way out, they'd always have like these $5 bargain bin games at Kohl's.
That's what I like about Kohl's. They still have like new Wii games. Like,
they had like
$10.
brand new copies of Dark Void for the 360.
They specifically have a lot of Midnight Club copies for 360, the Platinum Hits variety.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they they have a lot of like the retro game kind of stuff you see at Walmart, like those mini arcade cabinets and the arcade 1-up stuff. They have a lot of that stuff, but that's about it. Their video game section is very limited, and it barely exists. But apparently they had PS5s. But I tried to do the Walmart thing. Walmart had them up like a couple days ago.
Yep.
And that immediately went through, and I'm just gonna wait till early next year.
The best bet now is probably the bundles GameStop is doing the same thing that you were mentioning, where it's like a game and a DualSense or 2 games and a DualSense. It ends up being like $700 or $800, and apparently Scalpers are like unsure if that's really worth buying right this second because of what Sony's saying now.
Is that like available right now?
It goes up and then it gets sold out, but I've seen those available. Like the other night, they were up, and one that had a DualSense, Spider-Man, and something else, I think a year of PlayStation Plus, it was up for a solid hour, and I was a little surprised it was still up. So I just think
they're not available right now. Godfall is available though.
Oh, good.
The higher price bundles, like at GameStop and stuff, when those go up, they are up for a bit because it's more expensive. More like whereas like if like a PlayStation all digital, those are gone in like half a second.
Yeah, this is $400.
Not even half a second.
$805. My God.
Is that the one with NBA in it?
That's why they stay up for a while.
It has Cold War, Miles Morales, and a PS Plus membership for a year, and a $50 PlayStation Store gift card, and 2 controllers.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay.
Rent or PlayStation? Rent, PlayStation. Rent.
Hey, people are sleeping outside of Best Buy with mattresses, so obviously the PlayStation 5.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of feel survivor's guilt because I have one now. It was a gift.
Oh, you got a PS5. Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Scott. I'm sorry.
He's like, I'm not Cole's jealous.
Yeah, do you get this one from
really?
JC Penney?
Filene's, Lord and Taylor.
Did you hook it up yet?
I got the Nordstrom edition.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out where I'm gonna put it. That's not gonna be a hazard. Where my cats are like, "Hey, I'm gonna be a cat and swat it off." You know what I mean?
It's like 8 feet tall, so yeah.
I know. That's what I'm scared about.
The
Interesting. All right, I'll be curious to hear your thoughts on it. Then maybe next podcast you can talk about it a bit, see what you think.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been playing too much Age of Calamity, so.
Play Astro's Playroom. As
Yeah,
It's
load that up
good?
right away.
You have to.
It is
You
really
have to.
cool. Yeah.
Really?
It's pre-installed
Okay.
and it's great. It's a platinum. It's a surprisingly good platformer. I actually played it on stream on Thanksgiving, and I hadn't really just sat down and played it slow, and it's amazing.
We need a big budget behind Astro to do a 3D platformer with that team. I think that'd be really interesting to see. Not one that's tied to VR completely. Like do something like we have Playroom, but like
Just
a full game.
All they got to do is just take out those missions where you use the touchpad to roll. Like just do that. That's the only thing that I didn't like about that game was using the touch screen to roll. That was it. Everything else was really good.
How long is Playroom?
It's
'Cause
about an
I've just
hour.
heard people.
You can get
that's
through
it?
it. You can blast through it really quick, but then they also have a lot of hidden things in the game you go and find. Like they actually hid the Vita in there. They hid like the PlayStation Move controller in there. And when you get them, you can like interact with them in like this big room that you have set up, and it's kind of fun.
Is it
and it's
just supposed to showcase all like the features and stuff like
Yes.
that, capabilities? Okay.
Yep.
So it's like a demo.
But
it does a good
in
job,
a really
too.
good way. Yeah,
Okay.
Yep.
yeah.
It's
fun.
also like-
It's fun, but it's also beautiful. It's great.
But yeah,
Gotcha.
what I like about it is that especially if you've been into PlayStation, like it's like a celebration of PlayStation because it's like you collect all like the they have like the multi-tab and they have like other stuff that you collect. So like they kind of give you like little facts on it. So I love that because I have every PlayStation system.
They had the
so I thought
PS1
that was pretty
LCD in
cool.
there.
Yeah, they put the PS1 LCD in there.
That's
So I
kinda
mean, it was
cool.
just some cool little like it's not like Easter egg type of stuff like in the history of PlayStation. So I thought that was pretty dope and like
That's
the
cute.
backgrounds and the surroundings and stuff like that are all like PlayStation based. So I thought it was great.
Is the PSX in there?
I
No.
The DVR, the DVR variety.
I haven't
Not
found
the
it yet.
PlayStation 1.
They didn't call me to ask if they could 3D model one of mine. The only how many of those MVG are even out there people care about now? Those things are beaten up like crazy now, but I didn't see it in there. Maybe they did, but
They did it. They have the PSP
I just
and
saw
the
there was,
PSP
like-
Go.
There was like a hub area that I saw where I saw like the OG PS4 and then the Vita,
Yep,
and stuff like that. So that was really neat.
Yep, that's the area where you go in there and you can actually like eject like the PS2 and everything, and like
I
the
like
little,
that.
the little guys on there will
That's
get
cute.
knocked off of it and stuff, and it's pretty
Yeah.
fun. That's
No,
fun
I
to
loved
do.
Astrobot on PSVR. So it was just really cool to see them like do another thing with that. I assume like maybe because they're pre-installing this that they want to do more with the characters of the, like the Astro universe.
It's time to get. I think that would work as a pretty good mascot for like the general audience. Like Kratos doesn't necessarily work with like a 5-year-old.
Kratos is totally family friendly.
they hit the reset button every generation. It's crazy.
Yeah. So okay, Max, what did you get for Black Friday?
Well, I showed off the main thing. I did grab a.
Where's the chair?
So I did order a chair actually.
Fine.
A bunch of people. I did a 10-hour Thanksgiving stream, and people actually just super chatted enough to buy a really good gaming chair. So I finally got a gaming chair coming in the mail. And today I got Pokemon Sword. I got remothered because I heard this game sucks.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to play all the worst games of the year right now, so I'm playing through Fast and Furious Crossroads, and I was like, oh, I have to get this. And I remember your video about it. Didn't you do a video about this, Sean?
I did.
Yeah, and I remember you saying that it just was broken. Batman, Resident Evil Origins Collection, because I hadn't had it yet. Dissidia NT, which is another terrible game. Basically, I got a bunch of really bad games. And there's Demon's Souls for some reason at the bottom of the stack.
Nice. Yeah, I got a bunch of SD cards because they had SD cards super cheap. So I got a couple 400 gigabyte A2 class 4K SD cards because they were like $60 a piece. Can't beat that. And then I got some of the newer AirPods because they were cheap too.
Hooray!
Yeah,
finally.
I've been using the same AirPods for a while now at the gym, and they are on their last leg. So
I'm afraid of buying those just because they're so expensive.
How are they, Scott? How are those? Are those the new ones? Those the pros or the regular?
I like the pros because I'm very picky about my earbuds, as in I like the ones with the cushiony, squishy, and you jam them in your ears, and then they stick in there. Because I don't think my ears really fit the mold of like the regular designs at all. Yeah, I'm not. My ears are special, so it's like I don't know, but they're pretty good. I like them.
Okay.
Cool. I just I don't know. Charges like 3 hours. So I just keep one in on calls like this, and then when this one runs out, then I just pop in another one. That's perfectly fine.
Okay.
I've never tried what is it, Raycons? Yeah, I've never tried Raycons though.
They work.
Shipping coming.
Yeah.
They work well enough for their price because they're cheaper on the cheaper end of like the premium wireless earbuds. But I just need them to last for like an hour or two at a time is all I really need them to last. So if the battery life is that good, then that's fine.
Did you say like you got like a 400 gig memory cards?
Yes, they had
like
for video. I just got it for video recording. But I needed every Black Friday or Cyber Monday I just get more SD cards. I have like 20 now. So I buy more.
I mainly use a 512 one, and I feel so defeated when that one fills up.
Yes,
I'm just like, how did I do this?
I have that for one of my video for recording like gameplay. I have like a little SD card with the pass-through box, and that thing gets filled up after like a week or two of recording. But yes, I've recorded like some 4K stuff, and MVG, that thing it'll fill up quick. An SD card.
Yep.
So like I got that
like 100 gigabyte video files.
Yes.
It's bad.
Yep. I think right now 4K footage, I think for an hour is 60 or 70 gigabytes. I think. Yeah. So
I shoot in 4K now, but I export in 1080p.
Yep.
At least shooting in 4K, everything looks nicer. But it definitely takes a toll on my computer. My very expensive Mac computer. It takes a toll.
I heard those Mac computers are very expensive. So
need that M1.
They are.
Oh yeah, the M1. Yeah, I like how they announced that like 2 years after Scott got his iMac.
Maybe someday.
That's great. Good thing about the iMacs though is they don't lose their value too quickly. So you probably
I still have my old one in my closet, so
I'll
wait. I'll wait to get rid of them. No, there's a lot of data on there, and I like to have them as like a backup kind of thing. Almost like, oh man, this is everything that I did previously before like 2019 or something like that.
Yeah, Amazon had the 400 gigabyte extreme SD cards, and they were like $60 a piece. So I just got a couple of those.
Jesus, I should have grabbed one. Is that still going on?
Probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
It's
There's
yeah,
also
'cause
A link for that?
I think it's throughout the weekend. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
there's gonna
after
be
the show,
Cyber
give me that
Monday.
link. I'll grab one.
Sorry.
Cyber Monday, they'll have
Yeah,
them for
that's
Cyber
the
Monday.
true.
That's the cheapest I've ever seen them though. Those 400 gigabyte extreme cards, because they had the 512s up for I think about that, but they're not like the class A2 or whatever they are. That
And John,
make
that's
it
the
easier to
fastest one
afford.
that you can get, right?
they make faster ones, but they get pretty expensive when you get up to that point.
Okay.
Like yeah, they get kind of pricey, but like these are pretty good. I would say. Here we go.
I want to.
Yeah, they're still up. Yep, they're still up.
I want a terabyte one, but I know that's a little bit too much right now. I want to wait till next year probably.
Oh yeah, how much is a terabyte? Hold on, let me see. 1
Terabytes are
terabyte.
like 180, I think they were on there.
100 not. Whoa, this is actually marked down to $190. That's not bad.
Yeah, not bad. Not
Well, it was supposed to be 450, and they marked it down to 190. So that's actually not
so
bad.
I remember when the terabytes first.
Interesting.
The terabytes first came out. Yeah, they were like $500 plus. So if we wait till next year, we can probably be able to get the terabytes for like 100, maybe like $100 flat. If you wait till next year.
Whatever. It's a Saturday night. I'm going a little wild. We'll get the terabyte memory card. Oh my god. Where is this? Oh.
I just feel itchy if I bought that right now. I can do it. I just don't feel like it.
Is that everyone? Sean, Jordan, any Black Friday deals over there?
I ain't buying nothing.
The hell?
I bought the TV. It'll be here Thursday.
I bought some like Ring doorbell stuff for my apartment, so I'm very excited.
Oh, good.
It was all like half off. I just randomly looked and I was like, wow.
Yeah, nice.
I'm excited.
Very good. Very good. Sean got his. Yeah, I want to hear your impressions on that TV, Sean, when it shows up, when you hook the PS5 or the Xbox up.
Yeah, I'm
See
excited.
what you think. You seem very excited.
You sound
I hate buying shit that costs a lot of money. It makes my stomach turn.
Yeah.
No, dude. You know what I did for my TV when I first got it? Even though I got a discount, I was like, out of the box, in my cart, out of the cart, in my cart, and I like literally. I'm like,
dude. I've been doing this for days now. I've been looking at TVs for days now. Just put it in the cart. No, I'll check it tomorrow.
Save later, or you just see it there every time, and you're like, bruh, should I just buy it? It took me a while. I waited on that TV like 3 or 4 days before I was like, all right, I just pulled the trigger on it. So,
but now I'm texting my cousin that I got the new TV, so she can come pick up my old one after Thursday.
Yeah. Evan, you want to hit us with a Discord question?
I can go through them if you want. We can just do the section
Sure.
here. All right.
That'll work.
So we start with the DualSense in the market. Is there a possibility that Sony will release the back button accessory similar to the DualShock 4?
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't have back buttons on there from the start, because it felt like they were like playing around with that idea. But I could see them doing it. I mean, there's enough room back there. Like Max is showing it now. There's plenty of room for it to be there. The only thing they have to look out for is there's a microphone hole, I think, on the back.
Yeah.
So they'll just have to work around that is all. So you know what I would like to see them do is I'd like to see them try a premium controller like the Xbox Elite series. I'd like to see Sony take a shot at that.
It's difficult for me to imagine a controller more deluxe than this. This has like every feature I've ever wanted in a controller. I can't really imagine more.
It is a good controller.
Probably a better battery life from what I've heard.
Yeah.
So I've actually been testing it. The battery life is good. Like this seems like the battery is strong because I've deactivated everything and tested it. It lasts about 10 hours if you turn off rumble and haptic trigger, but with everything on, it burns through it.
Turn everything off that makes it unique. You're good.
Well, I mean, I was just testing how fast it drains, so it's definitely a good battery. But yeah, if you're playing Astro's Playroom specifically, because that uses every feature simultaneously, it will burn down so fast.
It is one of those controllers that I notice like when I'm using it and then I'm done for the night and I go to turn off. I'm like, oh, I'm like 1 or 2 bars down. It's like it shows you 3 bars. I'm like, oh, all right.
I was playing. I think I played for about 2 hours of Immortals, and yeah, it was like I was on like a bar left, and I'm like, that game doesn't even use like everything like. I mean, it uses it, but it's not anything crazy. And I was like, wow, this battery is really bad compared to how it compared to the other systems. But
well, the problem is the Switch Pro controller is like 40 hours. Some 30 to 40 hours. It's like you don't really ever notice that thing dying. So
Yep.
that's true. And even like the Joy-Cons are like 20 hours or something. Like that. So
Jesus.
My Wii U gamepad lasts 30 minutes now.
Improvement.
The Wii U gamepad, I remember, that would
be done pretty quick.
You could get the extended battery from Nintendo if you went to their online store.
Wouldn't that add like this whole brick on the bottom of it too? Like it like you needed a different. Did you need like a different thing, like a different cover for the back? No.
I think if it did, I never got it, and it's really hard to find now. And the only time you can find an extended battery for the Wii U gamepad, it's going to be like a third-party one. But Nintendo did like their own first-party releases on the Nintendo official online store. I don't know. I just know that it made it actual like usable. And now, like, man, my gamepad's just done. Like it's gone.
You're still using that Wii U?
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah. At least once a day.
What are you playing on that Wii U?
Let me see. Wii Chess. From Europe. Devil's Third. Yeah, that's a good one. Online servers are down, so. Rats. Let's see. What else?
Star Fox Zero.
Okay,
no,
now.
not that. Maybe Star
Not a
Fox
bad
Zero.
game.
I'm feeling a little racy. You know, there's tons of stuff on there. They haven't ported Game & Wario yet to Switch. There's still a reason to plug in the Wii.
Dozens of games.
You know, Zelda games.
Yeah,
There's
like Breath of the Wild. I need to keep the Wii U plugged in for that. Hyrule Warriors. I need to keep the Wii U plugged in for that.
There's twos of games to play on the Wii.
Metroid Prime Trilogy.
Did we forget about Fatal Frame?
Metroid Prime Trilogy. Oh, there you go.
I would play. I'm not you, but Xenoblade Chronicles X. That game's still not on the Switch yet. So for me,
Yeah, that's
That's
surprising
true.
it's not there.
Yes.
Yeah.
you need
They're
that.
doing everything they can to erase the Wii U right now. They got to move that over.
Monado.
I feel like
Get
they
the
might take a lot of funds.
The Monado.
They'll probably take a lot of funds they got from like Xenoblade Definitive Edition to help fund a port of X, because that game's gonna be tricky to get to run on the Switch.
Oh.
Not that it can't, but it's a big boy.
It's
Well,
an
it's
interesting
big.
game because of the data packs.
Well, and the gamepad, yeah, like you actually use the gamepad to on the world map stuff. Yeah, they're gonna have to change stuff up.
Yeah, and then they just
What are you doing, Sean?
People are asking about Immortals on Switch and
Oh, we'll yeah, okay. We'll go over. We're gonna talk about what we're playing too, so we'll get into that soon. We're gonna work through these Discord questions, then we'll do that.
We're not even on the what you're playing part.
no.
No, we're just going through Black Friday. I changed it up this time. I went to the first topic, and then I'm gonna go to what we're playing. I'm just mixing things up.
You never know what happens on this show.
See,
It's
I know
crazy.
it's all over the place. Evan,
Spicy.
what's the other Discord question, Evan?
Has anyone gone back to the prior generations controllers, and how do you feel in the difference between the smooth shells or the textured shells?
Oh, I see. Yeah, I like the textured shell. I like the texture shells more, especially like the triggers, because the triggers on the Xbox controller are way better for that. But actually, Scott, did you get a Series X or a Series S?
God no. Like, I couldn't even get a PS5. I can't get anything except for 3 Switches. I think no. Again, like I kept it open for Walmart when Walmart was doing that little fun little joke that they pulled on like Thanksgiving night or whenever it was. I forget when they were going live at 9 p.m. I kept the Xbox Series X page open for a second just to be like, if it goes. I mean, like I think the hardware is impressive, and I do like that. I do like that there's actual reason to buy one over the other in terms of PS5 or Xbox Series X. I think that's really nice, just because like, Xbox Series X is just like this fully like compatible. It's just like, you have literally all generations of Xbox at least represented. And then PS5 is kind of more so like it is more of like a good new content console at the moment. But yeah. I'm more interested in the PS5 at the moment, but if I see a Series X, I'll get a Series X. I'll get a Series S if I'm feeling weird that day. But you know.
I'll say so. I used the PS4 controller for 10 hours this week, just kind of going back and testing stuff out. I was just doing some battery tests, just for the hell of it, not for a video or anything. I do actually kind of miss the smoothness in a way. I think the texture of the PS5 controller is great, but this thing feels so much lighter, and it feels almost a little bit weird to have a light as hell controller again compared to this chonker.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They're both good, but I feel like for long play sessions, I do kind of I enjoy that super lightness.
This is like a baby controller now,
right? Yeah,
compared to the DualSense, this thing is like tiny. Ugh.
As the years went on, I came to dislike the PS4 controller more and more. Like when I first got it, I was like, I really like this, and as time went on, I think I prefer the Xbox One controller. just more now.
I like the offset sticks for a lot of different games for the most part. That's just how I prefer, especially like shooters. Obviously, I like the offset sticks more, but I will say the DualSense is pretty good. Like it is a very good controller. So you'll have to see what you think about that, Scott, when you pick one up.
If
What's
you're never gonna get a PS5. Give me your copy of Sackboy, Scott. I'll play it. I'll platinum and mail it back.
Man.
now that people know that you weren't able to get a PS5, people are just gonna hit you with so many messages on Twitter whenever they go live. You're just gonna get crushed.
I'm gonna find it. I want to find it in the wild. Thank you very much.
They'll probably just send you one now at this point.
I want to find one in the wild. Thank you very much. I at least get to see what the cases look like. It was really disappointing.
That's how it was when I remember back in the day. I think I got a Nintendo 64 game before I got the 64, and I was like, "This is what I have for a month now. All right, let's make it last." So I remember I would look through the manual like every day. It was so sad. Now I'm looking back on it.
Yeah,
it was like
they couldn't even change the case color. This is so lame. I hate it. And just like make it black or white or something like that. That would at least kind of like blend in with the white a lot more. It just feels cheap. I don't know. It's just like they just are like, we have a lot of PS4 cases left.
It looks like I've got my big old PS4 collection. Art. Yeah, and I have my PS5 games at the end of my PS4 collection, and it just looks like one solid shelf. You can't even tell the difference. It's just like
blend in.
Yeah.
I think this is like also the first PlayStation console that doesn't have a unique like box for the games, because like they all had different ones.
Yeah, you're right, actually, because we had PS1, PS2, PS3. Yeah.
They're giving up.
Why spend more money?
PS1 cases were the worst. Like
they were just
I've got
those things. Those were like Cheez-It boxes.
I have the big. I have like the original big box Doom, the cardboard, the tall boxes they had.
I love those tall boxes.
I have those, cool. And then I also, of course, have hundreds of the
cardboard ones. Jewel cases, man.
Yeah, I have the cardboards. I think I have one right here behind me. I think I have Doom.
Yeah,
just because they break easily, it's not their fault.
What's the other Discord question, Evan?
The other guy wanted to have me ask this question next week. So the last one is last week I asked a question about from a guy who said he made it sound like he didn't like Rumble, but apparently he does. It actually he avoids using his Wavebird and his Switch Lite because he actually prefers Rumble. And I guess
of all, the Wavebird's amazing. Go on.
I mean it's an amazing controller, but I guess he's wondering if anyone else feels kind of the same way if they prefer Rumble. I guess for some things.
I like a good little Rumble.
I always made my sisters play on the Wavebirds, and I use the wired controller.
Interesting.
Same thing. Hey, you know how many cues that you can get just from playing with Rumble? Especially if it's a game that's like actually has like it programmed in. Like if you think of like Splatoon on the Switch, there's so many little like effects that go into that game where if you play it on mute, like you can feel the different vibrations for different weapons or different subs and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Animal Crossing too, like fishing. You gotta.
That's true.
Has that little rumble.
Yeah, you gotta feel the rumble.
Yeah. Don't have it.
I think it's more in competitive shooters where we turn the rumble off. Like Halo, we'd turn rumble off. Call of Duty, we turn rumble off.
Why? The aim assist still help you regardless.
Because
Rumble stays on.
Rumble stays on for that.
Yeah, Rumble stays on.
I think I told you that back in the day when we played tons of Halo, we broke open these controllers, these third-party Xbox controllers that were easy to unscrew, and we took the rumble wires and we put them into a little strip of metal. So when you got hits playing Halo, it would actually shock you a little bit. So we would play Halo.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
It was really low voltage. It wasn't enough to like make your hands see, but it hurt. I mean, it was like, every time you got hit, it was like licking a 9-volt battery or something. And so we used to call it Psycho Edition. And I've tried to find a way to redo that mod for a video.
Animaniacs over here and some crazy. What's wrong with you guys? What?
This is like high school.
We get a taser.
Did you also play the Electric Triangle and Marching Band?
What? White people shit.
You just get a taser.
Mom would slap the African American out of me if we did that.
Let me just be clear. I was not bullied enough. I was bullied, but I wasn't bullied enough.
Why would you do that?
What else are you supposed to do when you're bored?
Let's jump over to what we were playing this week. MVG, what would you hang out and play this week? Anything good?
Still playing through Demon's Souls and Assassin's Creed. They just dropped that 60 FPS patch for Assassin's Creed, which is
Series S. Series S got it, right? So that's actually
Series S got it as well. And it's really good. So I'm just continuing to play through the game. Look, Assassin's Creed is a grind.
I gotta go back to that.
Valhalla it's not the best in the series, especially after last year, after Odyssey, or 2 years ago after Odyssey, which I think was one of the best games in the franchise.
Oh yeah.
This one, I think Jordan mentioned last week how it was, very repetitive, and the landscape looks exactly the same and everything. Look, it's not the best game, but I gotta play through it and see where this goes, because the story is at least interesting enough for me to continue playing through.
How many hours in are you in that?
About 25 so far.
Okay, I think you and I are probably about the same area then, unless you've done.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty hard to go off the main story. They make you kind of stay on that main story.
Yeah.
But I think we're around the same part then. We're both about 25 hours in. That's all I played this week.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's a time sink. It's Ubisoft.
It almost makes me wish that, like last time with Odyssey, where there was that, hey, you can buy this to level up faster and do things. I almost wish they gave me that option this time, because I would buy it now.
I agree.
It is a grind to do anything.
That double XP boost that they gave you last time, because this one feels like a huge grind just to progress through the game. You've got like 60 power, and you're all of a sudden you dropped into areas where it's like 100 power. You get destroyed, so you have to sit there and just grind and level up.
I think it's pretty interesting how they it feels weird, right? So when the first 10 hours of the game, I experienced little to no glitches or issues, and it was a very clean and polished experience. Anything after that has been filled with glitches, problems, game-breaking issues where I literally have to restart everything, and there's so many weird issues. It almost feels like, all right, here's a perfect 10 hours for the reviewers that only play a little bit and then talk good about it. And then once you hit past that 10-hour mark, all the problems occur. I've had bosses that don't fight back. I've had bosses that don't lose health. I've had characters that are instant death, or they don't notice you when you're standing in front of them. Voices that don't sync up. Characters that don't talk. Games that just stutter. There's so many massive problems in the game. And it's like the story is so fascinating, and I want to get through it. But every narrative mission, I've noticed this now, every territory you pledge to, which is the main goal of the game, is you pledge to all these different territories to have them be on your side, your alliance. And it's literally like you go somewhere, you do 2 missions to serve these people, and then you fight a boss. And then you go and pledge somewhere else and you fight a boss. And it's just boring. It's a very, like, the story is interesting when there's the politics of the land going on, but anything else is just so boring. Like the fight, this is the worst fighting in Assassin's Creed yet. Like Odyssey had it down packed. The fighting, if they had just, like, they had another game come out this year that literally shits on this game, and that's Ghost of Tsushima. That game is thematically, gameplay wise, tight. There is not a problem. If you mess up, it is your fault in that game that you messed up in combat. Assassin's Creed, when the enemies do not have the same level of control and reactions that your character has, it's unbalanced. When they can not get hurt because they're in the middle of a swing, but if you're in the middle of an attack and you can get hurt, it doesn't work. And then it is consistently a grind. And half the time, there's glitches where you cannot hit an enemy. You cannot stun him. He'll just dodge everything you throw at him, no matter what you do, what special ability. It's sad to see those be in there when the last game in the series before this was so perfect. They nailed Odyssey, but Valhalla is a mess.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the only thing that's holding it for me is the story. Like you, I just want to see where it goes. I do like the 60 FPS patch. It definitely makes things feel a lot tighter control-wise. But yeah, I mean, you're right. There are just a lot of deep-rooted issues in that game that need to be fixed. And they went to that 2-year cycle, right? Like, so they would remember how they would drop Assassin's Creed games every year, and they got to the point where like Rogue and some of the later ones just were so buggy, they stopped doing it, and they said, well, we're going to kind of take a step back and release them every couple of years now. You feel like that they should have this system down, but every time they bring out one of these games, except for Odyssey and Origins, they're just a broken mess, and they've just gone back to that again. So they need to do something with this franchise.
Weren't all you people telling me to buy this game and it was good? Like, I don't recall that.
I didn't tell anyone to buy Valhalla.
Somebody was telling me to buy it. It was a good game.
it seems like a lot of
Don't look
super
at me.
hardcore Assassin's Creed fans, because my Twitter has been full of people begging me, tell me
I'm
to
a
try
hardcore
it.
Assassin's Creed fan.
But I wanted to ask you guys, one of the problems I've heard from people who've been more critical of it is apparently the way you kind of take over the land feels weirdly cartoonish. Apparently you'll like go in and like set villages on fire and people just
the
kind of seem
raids.
happy about it or something about it. Or the
Yeah.
raid, I've heard it feels like a weird, like it feels almost like a Disney version of history at times. I don't know.
Yeah, there's sometimes like one of the more recent ones I did where you face the repercussions if you just go in and burn down this area, and there's a big discussion on that, and who you are is this Viking character and what's right and wrong. But most of the times it's I'm just gonna throw a torch on this building and it burns down. You collect the chest and you raided the area. So
Yeah.
it's a mixed bag.
What about Sean over there?
I have been playing an enjoyable Ubisoft game, and that is Immortals Fenyx Rising.
How much of that can you talk about?
I can talk about a good bit of it. Yeah, you could start talking today.
Impressions?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, people were playing it live yesterday.
Damn it.
Yeah, they opened up their streaming
Yeah, they
for
opened
it.
up
You just can't show
reviews.
certain
My
parts.
bag.
You can't show certain parts. There's certain parts you can't talk about, and you can't do like a
Yeah.
review.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm playing the Switch version. I wanted the Switch version specifically because I feel that out of all the consoles that it's coming out on, the Switch version has the best version of being the most successful, because I just don't think that, you know, it's going to sell very well in general, but especially on the PS5 and the Series X. So I wanted to see how the Switch version was, because I figured everyone would get it for the fancier systems. But I didn't quite know what to expect with the game. I had followed it a little bit, but it's very fun. I think the biggest surprise for me, there's like two big surprises. The writing in the game is fantastic. It plays out because like the whole time it's being narrated by Zeus and Prometheus, and it feels a lot like a really good 90s Disney movie as far as the dialogue is concerned. Like the voice acting is really good. The interactions between the characters it's like, it feels like you're watching, like an Aladdin or Hercules.
That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, Toy Story. It's got that vibe to it. And on the Switch, I saw some comparison shots of like PlayStation 5 versus the Switch version side by side. And yeah, the Switch version isn't going to look as good, but the map itself is huge. You can go from the bottom of the map to the top of the map with 0 loading screens. If you want to do that, I would recommend fast traveling, which will bring you to a loading screen because it's a very big area. But yeah, it's I think it's really fun. The combat is fun. There's tons of upgrades you can do to your character. It's very, very open. It's so much, in fact, that some people might not like it, because for like the first 4 hours of the game, I don't know, like if I just wasn't paying attention or something, but I was like doing all this hard shit. And I'm like, why am I so fucking weak? Why am I so underpowered? And I just kept trying to do it. And then I was like, well, maybe I should just go to a different area. And then I went to a different area and I was like, oh, this is probably where I'm supposed to be. So it's very open. It doesn't really, like, it sort of guides you. It tells you where the missions are, but it doesn't hold your hands. There's a ton of unlockable shit as well. I should have a video up before the release date, but yeah, it's really honestly a lot better than I thought it was going to be. And it's a shame that, because A, it's an Ubisoft game, and B, it's a new IP, that I think a lot of people are going to overlook it, but it's definitely enjoyable.
So I've also been playing Immortals Fenyx Rising.
How far are you?
I don't know, 7 or 8 hours in.
Okay, I'm probably closer to 15 or so.
Yeah. So the game itself, Jordan, is done by the Assassin's Creed Odyssey team, if I remember right.
Yeah, the game's all right. I was able to play early on demo about a month ago at an event.
I'm playing it on the Xbox Series X right now.
Yeah.
Loading time's fine, all that stuff, right? This game somehow is one of the best looking games I've seen, and then also one of the worst looking games I've ever seen.
Okay.
So when you're running around in the game itself, like the world itself looks good because they went with really, really vibrant colors. So if you have like a display with HDR and all of this, it jumps off the screen really well. But then they stop and the characters attempt dialogue, and the game looks like an early Xbox 360 or late PS2 game.
Yeah.
The animations are terrible. The character models are like really bad.
They're standard.
I don't really know what happened there, but it seems like a lot of their thought went into the overall world, and it's done pretty well. Like I'm actually having a lot of fun with the game. I think it's well done, and it seems like it's an interesting world to explore. Which, all right, the game is basically them saying, all right, Breath of the Wild was pretty good. How do we add Greek mythology and then dress it up just enough so it's not quite copyright infringement?
You take the mythology of God of War, a little bit of the combat. You take the winged aspect of Kid Icarus and mix it with Breath of the Wild. Put it in a blender. There you go. What they should have done, if Ubisoft was smart, what they should have done was they should have did like they did with Starlink on the Switch and had Kid Icarus shit.
That would have been
Switch
cool.
Version of
Yeah,
this
that'd have
game.
been a good idea.
It would have lined up perfectly and it would have made it sell good, but I don't know.
Well, my question is because I only got to play the guided demo with them, a couple months back. But does the story seem okay so far? Because I didn't get to see too much of that.
It's very enjoyable.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it because what happens is you're playing through it, and as Sean says, it's a story being told by Prometheus to Zeus for an issue they're technically having. I don't know if we can talk. I don't know the story, but there's an issue they're having with a certain character, and you're going through. And what they do is things will happen in the game. Like you might run across a monster and Zeus is like, that's boring. Make it like a big monster. And all of a sudden the monster turns into a big monster. And then Prometheus is like, no, this is how it actually happened. So the idea is Prometheus trying to tell a story as to how Zeus can basically win because of the help of Immortal. And then Prometheus will be free or something. So, but it's all being told, I guess, in the past tense, but also present tense because it's supposed to lead up to the events. Yes. But you hear them narrating certain parts, so it's pretty fun for that.
How's because I haven't got to play it yet, obviously. But how's Fenyx itself as the character?
He's generic, bland.
Yeah.
Generic. Yeah. Okay.
He's pretty
forgettable.
I think the surrounding cast of characters is
kind of carry it. Got you.
Yeah, it has its own like that type of writing. Like it can be cute and fun, but it's a type of writing where it can get, if it overdone too much, a little bit annoying and kind of headache inducing.
I think I had some other adjectives written down.
It's a game that I'm personally skipping on until later, till there's a discount, because I'm playing a massive game like Assassin's Creed, and in like less than 2 weeks I have Cyberpunk, and I'm not looking to put another massive game in the middle of those because I'm already worn out from Assassin's Creed.
Is it 60 or is it cheaper?
It's 60.
It's a big game.
It's a full game. Like you're getting money's worth, and there's so much additional side stuff that's completely unnecessary unless you want to do it to upgrade your character even more and get more. There's tons of abilities to unlock and stuff. It's a big time sink if you let it.
I loved the combat in that game, but if you're not like really big on like the combat kind of style of games, I mean, it's not gonna be for everybody if that's the case. But to me, it's almost arcadey, like Breath of the Wild mixed with Hyrule Warriors at the same time. Like I had a lot of fun with it.
Okay. Wow. Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to y'all's videos on it because it's one of those things where it just hasn't been on my radar. Like the little times I see it, I'm like, okay, but like, yeah, I've been DM'd with the. RGT's been telling me about it. Yeah, I'll watch those videos. It sounds good.
Characters are very boring. That's all.
Spawn's like, let me tell you why the game is bad, but I can't stop playing it. I wish I could quit you.
No, it is a good game. That should tell you how good the gameplay in the world is.
Oh yeah, true.
You shouldn't say that because someone from Ubisoft's probably watching and they're gonna like request that Sam Fisher gets dropped in as a DLC or something.
Oh no.
That might be cool.
They've done it with every other property, so just throw them into this one. Why not?
No, they'll probably like you go like meet Hades and like Sam Fisher's down there just like pulling doing different labor down there for Hades, and he's like, yeah, he's been here this whole time.
Oh, and some of the puzzles are freaking intense.
Like, they're pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm also not looking for a puzzle game. You know, there's a lot of puzzles.
The puzzles so far that I've done are okay. They're not like Breath of the Wild level for like the shrines that they had there.
Some of them get.
You just got to move some balls around.
Some of them get very. I had one that I was pulling my fucking hair out last night.
For what level? But like for like a fifth grader or for like an adult? Like what level?
I would say. I can't say that. That would have gotten me in trouble.
Did you look at everything they sent over though, Sean?
No.
Never mind. Go on. Go ahead.
I just play the game. I saw. Oh, they sent like stuff that I could talk about and stuff, and they sent over a review guide. I'm not reading that shit. I'm not a child. I could figure out how to play the game myself.
Didn't you just say a puzzle was really giving you problems in that game?
There are hard puzzles in the game.
There are. Yeah, he's not wrong.
It's move the ball to the other area.
No,
that the ball needs
so
to
there's
go
one.
to.
They did have one that was like, it was like Fling Smash or something where you shoot the ball at.
Did you
like,
do the
that was
pinball
that
one
one
yet?
was fun.
There was a puzzle last night where
No,
like
pinball. Yeah, no.
various.
There's a fun one.
You have various boxes and you have to put them on various platforms based on weight. But there's also lasers that get enacted by the boxes. 2 of the boxes are made out of wood, and if the lasers hit those boxes will break. One of them is not made out of wood. So you have to figure out which box to put where and how to block a laser in order to put one of the lighter ones on the wood so that way it deactivates another laser. It was
That's
very
pretty easy.
You've already
Shut
talked
up.
me out of this game. You've already talked me out of this game.
No, it's an optional thing though. You didn't have to do it.
They have like, you can go to these different, they're basically shrines that you find. Again, they were like, how close can we get to Breath of the Wild kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's, you know what, so far I think the game's all right. So fun world,
Better
fun
than
gameplay,
expected.
boring character, terrible looking character
Big
models.
monster.
He does rise though.
All right, Scott, what have you been playing this week?
I've also been playing a Ubisoft game. I played Family Feud for Nintendo Switch.
Nice.
Wasn't good. They're still they're not good at making game show games anymore.
How much is Family Feud on the Switch? Is that expensive?
$30.
That is more than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Yikes.
I was with some friends, and
Okay.
we were all pumping each other up. We were
Nice.
just like, oh man, Family Feud's on the Switch. And I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, the
It
Family
wasn't
Feud,
good.
mate.
It wasn't good. They're not. Ubisoft isn't good at making game show games. I also don't know why they make them, because they're never proud of it. They never announce it during their little press conferences. They only just fart them out during press releases.
Do they have a
Jeopardy
like?
and Wheel, didn't they? Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, they did those, and I don't like those ones.
Dude, they didn't have fucking Pat Sajak and Vanna White in it. I
No,
remember.
Wait, does that mean
Jeopardy
they have a
was
generic host?
literally-
Yes.
In Family Feud has a generic host too?
Yeah.
You ain't getting no
Oh.
Steve Harvey.
Yeah, I'm not
And
watching
you
that
can't
off
even
Steve Harvey.
you can't even skip the cutscenes or whatever. They always like they're super like they over animate things and it just lasts too long. And I'm just like, just give me to the questions. Oh, that's just what I want.
Do they have a
cool
fake
little,
Steve Harvey at least?
No. He's
It's
pretty
a generic
white,
white
from what I
dude.
remember.
Motherfucker.
Here's Hard Harvey.
Yeah, but nah, I remember they did the Jeopardy for Switch, and it's a fine little trivia game, but it wasn't Jeopardy. I was just like, what is this? Other than that, I've been playing Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity.
Oh
like
yeah,
it.
I think you like
I
it.
still haven't started it.
It's pretty good.
I played more of it until Immortals dropped in.
Yeah,
like,
I was like, the more I play of it, the more I like it. It's it's a Warriors game. You know, there's no getting around that. It's still a Warriors game, but I think they throw in enough cool stuff in there where it's just like it's just really neat to see how they take a lot of Breath of the Wild stuff, like just like the flurry rush and just your Sheikah Slate abilities and all that stuff, and the fact that like all the characters have different variants of like Cryonis or Magnesis or stuff like that they can just do all these different types of moves is really cool how they kind of reinterpret those as special attacks. It's a little weird because I think Breath of the Wild has like a really good art style, but it doesn't work in like all instances. Like in some instances it looks a little gross. Like sometimes when it's just like when it's really dark outside, or like when it's like when there's, I don't know, it's just sometimes it looks a little weird. And then this game, they have a lot more cutscenes, and then they have a lot more like up close shots, and that's when it's just like you just see a lot of like really gross textures sometimes, or like really bad, I mean not bad character models, more so just like really polygonal character models. But then you have like other instances where it looks really, really good. But overall I think it's a pretty good time. That's literally it. I'm in my hibernation mode of not playing a lot of games, and then I'll play games like in December.
when you get the PS5, right?
Get to that. Well, that's probably going to happen in like, I don't know, December of like in 5 years, with how things are going. So we'll see. But yeah, that's pretty much it so far. So it's been Family Feud and Hyrule Warriors.
Now with
so
Family Feud, do you have to type the answer in exactly, or does it like start to figure out what you're trying to type in?
Oh, it has some auto suggestions.
Oh, okay.
It has some auto suggestions. They also have some funky little modes where it's like, I guess if you're streaming the game, there's like a streamer mode, but it's also like kind of weird. It's like something where like the chat can throw in questions.
Oh, I'm sure that goes well.
Throwing answers or something. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah.
Interesting.
It's weird how it's set up, but
that's gonna be Scott's first big stream is gonna be.
Did you play the
dude?
No, the only time I was ever gonna stream was
mode?
if I could do the mixer. If I could go on mixer the last day it was available. And I blew that chance.
What are you saying,
That's
Jordan?
over.
Say if you play that game on like the you change the difficulties, like the families on the other side are so ridiculous. Like there's one on like the medium difficulty where the girl's just wearing like almost like a dead mouse like cat head just for no reason. Never's brought up. It's just like here's this crazy cat family and this girl's just wearing a cat on her head. It makes no sense. It's great. They really polished it. And happy for him.
Yeah. Gosh. I don't even know what team at Ubisoft makes these games.
Well,
what team at Ubisoft makes
it's not the A
game?
team.
So Akon,
yeah, it's the S team. It's like the S plus team.
5 years ago, I was at a convention here in Dallas, and there was a panel, and it was how to make a video game. And I was curious as hell, so I went to it, and it happened to be run by Ubisoft. And the guys up there were the people who made the games like Cats and Dogs and stuff. And they said that.
I would love to hear what the hell their deal.
Well, actually, it was interesting because he basically said that that Ubisoft has a bunch of like 5-man dev teams. They don't even have a title, but it's just like, and so that's who makes those kind of games. They have like zero dev cost. It's not even 10 dudes. It's literally 5 people. Like, okay, let's make an animation and a generic host and Google some good questions and put them in the game. And so it's all profit. It's like literally printing the box is all the profit.
How many people work on the Just Dance games every year?
Half the entire studio. I feel like half those people are just the R&D people making up the dances, honestly.
It's less now because the
That's what they do on their lunch breaks. Like, all right, everyone, get the green screen suits on. You're dancing. You're dancing.
Everybody invent a dance or we fire you.
Yeah, how'd they
you want holiday pay? You're dancing.
How'd they do the Wii like that? They just had to leave it behind.
I know.
I feel like Just Dance is only going to last a couple more years now that they don't have a Wii release.
The Wii version.
Honestly speaking, yeah, that's the one. The people who want to play Just Dance.
I mean, I don't think that's. I don't.
Was the best-selling one over the holiday so far. It's been the best-selling one. Was Just Dance on the
honestly,
I retract my statement. I want to sound smart.
It's gonna be DMCA that actually kills Just Dance more than anything.
True.
Yeah, who's gonna be doing that now?
Play it at home. They'll just buy the game and play it at home.
Listen, if Lady Gaga causes me not to have a Twitch channel anymore, then.
Oh, Scott, I saw Dashies in the chat, so they got a lead on a PS5 for you.
No, I refuse.
Like if you're looking at not find one that's been sold by a scalper for like $1,000.
Battle for Bikini Bottom Collector's Edition. I'm not doing this
it's
again.
It's Kohl's PS5 or nothing.
That's all I'm getting. It has to be from Kohl's. I need a receipt from Kohl's.
I respect the incredibly high and stupid standards. It's very impressive.
Thank you.
Well, Dashi says Dashi has one, a PS5 for you, which is probably better than going through one of the like a scalper for like $1,000 if you end up looking for one still.
I appreciate it, but it's all I don't know. That'll be fun. What's the scalper market looking like right now? I gotta look into
pretty
that.
Good.
We're gonna talk about that in a minute too. Yeah, go ahead and pull those up on eBay.
What a good segue.
Let's go over to
$2,000.
let's go over to OJ.
Yeah, I actually played a lot this week, man. I played Immortals, but you guys already talked about it. So I played the PS5 version and I played the Switch version about equally.
Nice.
I did do one cool thing that you guys didn't talk about was I think this might be new. I don't know if it is, but like the Ubisoft online thing where you can transfer the save.
Yeah,
that works flawlessly.
This is their first game, I believe they're trying that on with
the Ubisoft Connect. It works so well. You just upload your online save and it continues right off Switch, PS4. It works perfect. So I'm pretty sure it works with any other system. So if you wanted to, get like the Switch version for your portable version and the home console version to play it, or like the PS5 or Xbox, you can do that. No problem if you wanted to do that. So There's that. And then I also played Minecraft online. So there was that. I don't want to talk about it. And then I played the best game ever on Switch, Bakugan, Champions of I don't know how to say it. Vestroya Bakugan. I played Bakugan.
I thought you were about to say Bakugan Death Stranding. I'm like, okay, now I'm interested.
Yeah, go on.
There was more action in the beginning than Death Stranding. You know, I did more than walk. So, but no, the game's not better than Death Stranding. But yeah, that game sucks. It's not very good. You just run around and throw these crystals at the monsters in the Bakugan. And then you just press a button and then they do an attack. I mean, it's all right, but it's just everyone was telling me that the Bakugan game on the Wii is a lot better. Now, I never was into Bakugan. I think I was too old by the time that it came out or whatever. So I can't compare it to anything, but I don't think it's a very good game. The side quests, the graphics are just terrible. The side quests
maybe it shouldn't have came back because it's called Bakugan and not Baku here. You know what I'm saying?
It should have said Bakugan.
Turn your camera off.
So yeah, it's not very good. And I think and it's full price too. I think it's full price.
No, it's only 50, sir. It's only 50.
It's 50. That's still full price, bro. That's still.
I'm sure my cousin's kids will love it for their Christmas gift.
Yeah, don't get your kids that. I would not get your kids Minecraft. Get them Minecraft. Get them something else. That's much more fun. So I played that finally, and yeah, it's not very good. So yeah, there's that. And I played actually a good game that I played was Sakuna of Rice and Ruin. That game is extremely.
I ordered that game, but it's like 2 weeks to get here because everyone bought it.
Yeah, it's sold, and it makes sense. They're not lying because it sold 500,000 copies already. Yep. It shipped out 500,000, and they're pretty much all gone. So way more. And this is like a 2-3 person team.
Yeah, good for them because I didn't see a lot of advertising other than people just talking about it online. And I was like, yeah, I'll get that too with the 13 Sentinels game. I ordered them at the same time, and I don't think I'm going to see Rice and was it Rice of Ruin? Rice of Ruin?
Yeah, Sakuna of Rice and Ruin.
Of Rice and Ruin. Yeah. So I'll see. Apparently, I'll see that midway through December. Is what they said. So
yeah, it's a hybrid game. It's you do combat, 2D combat, and then you also have like farming elements and stuff like that with it. You know, it's really good. The controls are very smooth. The graphics are really good. The Switch version plays really well as too. The story's really good. It's funny. I really enjoyed it. I had the Divine Edition, so it came with some like nice. It comes with a little. I know, John, you'll like this. It comes with an actual. Did you get the Divine Edition or did you get the regular one?
I don't know. I have to double check.
How much did you pay? 40 or 60?
60, I believe.
Okay, then you got the Divine Edition. So
okay, cool.
Okay, yeah. You got the nice one. It comes with a nice actual like instruction booklet and pack and everything. So it's a really good
instruction book has made a comeback. All right, good.
Yes, it's made a comeback, dude. So I actually really like it. So if you guys, I mean, that'd be the game that I'd say to check out is Sakuna of Rice and Ruin. It's $40. Or it's $60 if you want the special edition. And I'm enjoying like it has like English voiceover, it has Japanese, so it has both in there. So yeah, I enjoyed it. The voice acting's great. Really impressed with that game for like for as low as I saw it when Nintendo first showed it off, and I was like, why is Nintendo so gung-ho on this game? You know, Nintendo like literally was like begging them to put that on the game, like put it on the Switch. Like they had to basically completely do things over because Nintendo's like, no, you have to launch this on the Switch, as well. So now after playing it, I see why they really wanted the game. It actually legitimately is amazing. So so I'd say go get that game if you want a game to play on your Switch, like a different game.
So what you're saying is you like the game.
I love the game.
All right, love it, sir.
What about let's go over to Click.
Yeah, I'll be quick since we're taking a while. I've been playing a ton of Age of Calamity and my gosh, this game, other than a few things, is an absolute dream. So I am
amazing.
Having an absolute blast. As someone who has thousands of hours of the first Hyrule Warriors, obviously loves Zelda. I am just, there are so many moments where I'm just like shaking my head at a complete just like fandom of like how much detail they put into this game for each of the characters and their kits and like little moments that I've always hoped of seeing that you don't actually get to see in the main game. And like now you get to see it and you just know what's going to happen. And it's just like, I already like my heartstrings are, I'm trying to prepare them because they're going to get ripped out, but it's an absolute blast and I'm loving it. So
should I start mine?
Jordan, listen, if you haven't started it on your own, I'm not going to try to convince you because,
I bought it. It's,
But I mean, if you, I personally, I'd say yes. But I mean, not everybody's gonna like the Hyrule. Not everybody's gonna like the Hyrule Warriors gameplay style. You know what I mean? So I think it's up to
Warriors.
Okay, well, I mean, it's up to you. I mean, I personally, I love it. There's just something really satisfying about being, kind of like more resourceful of like how you're gonna approach certain enemies or how you're gonna approach certain types of mobs.
That game might make you a bit happier, Jordan, unlike Assassin's Creed.
I'm gonna play it on my Switch Lite.
The bosses fight back, so I mean that's positive.
They take damage too. Yeah. No, I had a right before Spawncast. We had a really satisfying. It was just like one of the side missions. Like I love all the changes that they made from the first to the second. Like the fact
are great.
Yeah, but just like the fact that everything is on the open world. It's not like a separate menu. And while I do miss the adventure map and like the hundreds, if not thousands of missions that you could do as they added new DLC in the previous Hyrule Warriors, I like how everything is on the open world map. It's all on a different region for the most part. And it's places that you remember traveling in the original game. But it's just so much fun. Like when I first got, I don't want to spoil anything for anybody who's probably interested in playing, but like when I first had to play as Rivali, I was so glad that they did not show his kit in trailers, in the demo. Like I was very, very excited. Like I was just shaking my head the entire time because like now I understand why he's kind of the jerk that he is as a character. Cause I was like, dude, this guy can totally, he's just a total beast. And like his kit's just different from any other like Hyrule Warriors character ever. And I had so much fun, but it's little things like that they just kind of withdraw from like the promotional content that when it actually happened, I was like, dude, this is.
What are you playing it on, Click? What difficulty?
I think I'm just on the second to hardest.
Okay, just hard.
Just hard, yeah. I didn't like want to be on a boss for like a full out hour necessarily.
No, hard is it's good that you start on there because you have to actually use all your kit. When you like if you play it on normal, it's way too easy. Which you know that because you play
yeah.
So I should play on easy?
No,
I'd say normal. Honestly,
normal is just it's
easy
so
sounds pretty good.
You can just mash and then you don't have to really do anything on normal.
Not necessarily.
Hey, who doesn't like a good match? You know?
Hold up. Okay, so I've seen a lot of people like I uploaded a funny video of me like getting annihilated by a boss because I was doing like a no-hit challenge. And like people are like, oh, you just gotta do this and like send a lecture or whatever. And then I was going through the directory to watch people play Age of Calamity, and people are like, there are just people, OJ, that just cannot play this game, and then they get mad because they just don't understand how to play the game, and there's like so many moving parts. Yeah, but it's like. I just found it funny. So yeah.
Yeah, people because they think that you can just mash. Like you can't actually you gotta dodge. You've got to use your other. You got to use your Sheikah slate. You can't. You've got to do other stuff. You know.
The fact that you have like 8 to 10 different options on how you want to approach each enemy is just it's.
Remember
phenomenal.
that part where you said you were going to be quick?
I'm sorry. I think that was only like 4 minutes. Okay, how far are we into stream right now?
As an astral chain professional, I think easy mode sounds pretty good.
Astral chain.
You played like a total of like 30 seconds of astral chain.
Oh gosh.
No, I put at least a solid hour and a half into that
Okay.
What about Evan?
There's
anything good going on over there?
nothing really new. I'm still sticking with Genshin. They did a big event these past couple weeks, and the new content's been pretty good. And I've just been playing Apex with my friends since it finally came out on Steam not that long ago. So
nice. Okay. Cool. And
sticking
then
to that.
what about Max over there?
This week, just to be super quick, randomly, I had a hardcore craving to go back to Skyrim. So I've been playing Skyrim, the PS4 Special Edition. It feels better on PS5. The instantaneous load times help a lot, I think. And
you know they have a mod on the Xbox that uncaps the frame rate, so it runs at 60 frames now on the Xbox. Which is interesting.
What? It looks really good. The one thing I will warn people is if you use any of the mods are allowed on console now, but they deactivate achievements. So if you're trying to get achievements or trophies, you can't have those. But there are also some graphics patches people have been making.
It's interesting. Yeah.
It doesn't brute force it to 60, John, on the Xbox Series X.
And otherwise, no. But there's a mod you can just check and it uncaps the frame rate for the Series X.
Okay.
It looks good. Honestly, the big thing I was doing, because I streamed a couple hours of it on Thanksgiving, and at one point I just got on top of a mountain and looked out, and it seems, it's hard to explain what it did, but it seems like the draw distance is boosted somehow or something, because I feel like I could see details in like towns 5 miles away and stuff. It looks good.
So let's go over to the PS5, Xbox Series X, Series S, and we'll roll the PS5 scalpers into it as well. It all kind of goes together with sales. So this is from VG Charts, and VG Charts to me they're usually marked as a rumor because they're questionable as it is.
I
But
love looking up this website. They're a riot.
They are. Yeah.
VG Chart says that the PS5 2.1 million to 2.5 million units have already sold for the PS5. About 1.3 million, I believe, for the Xbox Series X and Series S. And even though there's that many out there, apparently Sony's still looking to do between 4 and 5 million before the end of the year total. So there's a good chance, Scott, that by the end of the year there could be just more in stock overall. Because I was surprised that MVG got an email from a PlayStation 5 scalper, right, MVG?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I got a reseller sent me an email saying, how much do you charge for a 10-second ad spot in a video? And I was like, what? And it just makes me wonder, that the longer that these resellers have stock on hand, the more difficult it's going to be for them to get rid of, right, at the price they want, because eventually they're going to have to start dropping that price until it's literally $4.99.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I think right now I don't want to say that the scalpers are scrambling, but they are definitely. I think they're feeling a little nervous about the amount of stock that they have, and they're trying to get rid of.
I feel like if I had 20 PS5s in my living room right now, I would be a little. I'll be honest, I would be a little nervous, especially if I threw that stuff on credit cards, and I'm like, this is gonna work great. A little bit. I'd be a little
people are showing a little bit more restraint than I thought they would show.
Yes.
It seems that way. People are like, well, screw you. Like, it's getting to the point where it's getting, people are like, no, screw that. Like, don't buy from them,
Yeah, it's a tight year for everyone. It's been a tight year for everyone. So like even paying 500, you're like, okay, 500 is a lot, but I want this thing. So you see people going 1,000, 2,000 for these consoles. They're like, no.
Let me pull up the response from the scalper group.
Plus, there's barely any games out there anyway.
Go ahead.
You don't need to.
Jordan just said what I was going to say. There is really no compelling reason right now to buy a next gen system. Okay, I get it. It's the new toy that everyone wants. It's got some really cool new tech. But there's really no reason to get a next gen system if you're just an average consumer that wants to play video games. If you want to play Madden, if you want to play FIFA, you want to play Fortnite, you want to play Minecraft, you can do all that with what you already have. So, I think that is a big factor in all this as well. Not to mention the year that we've had.
So,
expensive.
Scott, you spotted some stuff on eBay.
Yeah,
I was a little confused about the top one.
It's like a $200 bid on a picture of a PS5. I like that.
So they took
Kinda
a picture. They took a picture of the PS5.
Yeah.
And they're gonna sell that, and people are actually bidding it. That's not just a set price. Like people bid up to $260 on it. Looks like.
Isn't it like the one where people like genuinely think it's a PS5,
Yes.
but it's just the picture? Yeah.
This is like the oldest eBay trick in the book, and I'm surprised people still fall for this.
Yeah, for
It
real.
is, yeah.
Yep. Free
big story
priority
with
shipping
the
on it too.
Xbox.
Surprised I'm surprised they allow this. I'm surprised eBay allows like that type of.
I
It
remember-
can easily get taken down.
I remember one-
but it's that the fact that they classified it in the title as a photo.
I
That's how
remember
they're
one
getting
I
back
would say
from
it's
the.
labeled properly.
I remember one
Yeah.
back from the 360 area where someone just took the display box and sold it online.
Yeah.
And they got like
Well,
$400 for it.
Well, and I remember when the Xbox One and PS4 were selling out a lot, and I remember somebody bought a box and it said Xbox box, and somebody paid like $250 for it.
Yikes.
I was like, well,
Xbox box. I like it.
I was like, well, no lies detected.
What do you think is what do you think they should do to combat scalping? Because like so many people say to Sony and Microsoft and all these retailers, like, oh, you need to do stuff to like stop these scalpers. But like, since there's no stock in stores, like available in stores, like, is there any real recommendation of what they should do?
Well, I'll say this just because I think that reselling is fine. I think all of us have resold something at some point, right? I think the problem is the bots that get the unfair advantage. If somebody buys 4 PlayStations and they did it themselves, they pulled the work, they're allowed to resell it. But if they're using bots to like swoop up like multiple PlayStations all at once before somebody else has a chance. I think that's the biggest problem that they got to fix, not somebody actually legitimately pulling the work themselves. I think that for me, that's the major issue that I have is bots ruining it and bogging up systems and instantaneously getting multiple PlayStations. Like one guy said, "Oh, I got 30 PlayStations from bots." Like, dude, screw that. Like you can't do that normally. Now, if you bought them yourself, okay, cool, but you did it. You used the bot.
I love that one of their answers was, "Let's just split it up throughout a day." It's like, what's that solving? That's just going to make the bot have to do it more than once. Like that's not.
I think it's the bots, but I also think some of these retail websites need to be smarter about how they go through the transaction and the checkout process, right? Because with a bot, you can just sit there and just basically run the script over and over and over again and just buy up as much stock as you can. But, if they had some type of, this is in your cart for X number of minutes and it's yours, check out type of thing. Like if you're ordering tickets on Ticketmaster, just something a little more human that has a human element to it, which kind of doesn't really work with a bot. That would really go a long way, I think, to selling stock.
Wasn't one of the
was handled correctly?
Wasn't one of the foreign systems to have it be a lottery system where you had to sign up beforehand and then it picked the people who were allowed to buy it?
That's not a bad idea. At least that's something.
Could they just make it where it
for
identifies?
procrastinators.
Do you think it could identify a housing address and just finds out like, why are there 10 going to one place?
Nvidia, when Nvidia's 3080 came out, they said they noticed that and got rid of a ton of orders based on that.
I never saw the 3080 go on sale.
Yeah,
neither did I.
Yeah, neither did I.
Immediately.
Couldn't they do like IP address as well though?
You'd think, but I feel like they probably mix the bots with VPN.
The moment they add that, the VPNs come into play. Yeah.
That's true.
I guess like Sony's doing like the Sony Direct thingy where like it's like PSN, so that's one way of of doing it. If you can. So like somebody in the chat mentioned that. So
that might be the way to go now. Is probably like you're saying, OJ, that PlayStation Direct site, Scott, might be the way to go. When they open it up, you just sit in line for a little bit.
Coles
Direct.
Do it at Kohl's.
It's a pair of shorts. You can order some shorts and you can get yourself the.
I like Kohl's now. I used to hate it as a kid.
Now you got 180 in Kohl's cash.
Yeah, I got some good socks here. Midnight Club on 360.
It's the last.
It's
the last store that exists in Ohio. You have to support it.
Yeah. Usually, like me and my friends are like, "Oh, what do we want to do tonight? Let's go to Kohl's."
Yeah, I just had to go to Ohio. And when I went there, it's welcome to Ohio. We have one Kohl's.
So did you guys see one of the PlayStation 5 scalping groups came into the spotlight a bit, and they had a response after advertising on Facebook. So they would advertise their service on Facebook as well, saying, if you pay us a subscription fee, we'll make sure you guys get PS5s and you'll be able to flip them very quickly. And their response was kind of their response was kind of strange because they have apparently been able to secure 3,500 PlayStation 5s as their group. And apparently they've been selling through them, but they said lots of our community have been furloughed, made redundant, or at some form of disadvantage due to the pandemic. These people have managed to cover their bills, put food on the table, and supply Christmas presents to their children. Maybe unfortunate that a child won't wake up to a PS5 this Christmas, but another child may have woken up to nothing.
I respect hold on. I respect the hustle, but to OJ's point, if it was a human that was just buying them up, I'd be fine with it. But if it's a freaking computer program, a script that's running, that's a different thing.
Well,
I agree with that.
They go on to say that they did not use bots at all.
Bullshit.
Despite saying in a previous
like an army,
interview that
like 100 people sitting there.
Bullshit.
They
you
had
don't get 3,500 PS5s by hand.
By hand.
There was also a picture inside that somebody had put in one of the articles of their thing, and they in the description at one point of their group, you had to pay $40 to enter the group, and then once you're in the group, they showed you how to set stuff up, and one of the things was there was like, here's where you get bots and stuff. So it's like that's obviously what this is.
That's ridiculous for them to even.
It sounds like a Ponzi scheme.
It basically is. So yes,
that's ridiculous for them to even act like they did that. There's no way that you can get 3,500 PlayStations by hand by actual. No way.
No, it's impossible. Most people couldn't get one.
Well, especially all those pictures. Did y'all see there was the great tweet? This guy tweeted a picture of 50 PlayStation 5s and it said, "Stay mad, bitches, $1,000
he's so
each."
badass.
Oh, I know. Well, and then
So
somebody
cool.
found out, oh, this guy is such and such. I know where he lives. So somebody doxed him, and then somebody replied, "Oh, I live up the street and I'm a burglar." And the final said, "Final update: he has been robbed." Like the guy did rob him for 50 PlayStation 5.
It's like the world just writes itself at this point.
Yeah, karma, baby.
Oh no. So their response was that all right, so how I'm confused how if they really did have people in their community that were furloughed, made redundant, any of that stuff, if those it is a strange group of people to be spending thousands and thousands of dollars on PlayStation 5s then. So that's the one that threw me off a bit. I was a little confused on that one.
I mean, they might be right, like with some of the people, and I get that, but robbing somebody else's happiness to feed your own happiness, that's not right. You know, like you can't say, "Oh, well, I'm going to do this because I'm going to make myself happy or my kids or whatever." Then somebody else has an issue too. That just because, like, you can't rob somebody else's happiness using nefarious means and then justify it by saying, "Well, I got to do what I got to do." I mean, everybody has to do what they got to do, right? That doesn't mean you can do stuff. That doesn't mean you can do stuff like that, right? That doesn't justify you doing that, in my opinion, at least, like using bots and that type of stuff. Like I said, if you did it normally, that's cool.
Well, the idea here was to take
like all of these PS5s, you know, $500-$400 each, you know, and like you're taking a risk by buying them like that. So these people obviously have money that they can spend on these PS5s. So they have money that they can spend towards their families, but they're just taking a risk doing all that. So
that's what's weird. It's like you may have been furloughed, but if you had $20,000 in the bank to buy these 50 PlayStation 5s or whatever, it's like you weren't exactly trying to pay your bills
unless they convinced them to put it on credit cards, and let's say Sony does flood the market and then they're stuck with like 30 PS5s in their living room or something.
Oh,
that's just the
interest.
Like,
good.
Like they're taking your dollar risk. Like in 2 months, they might be like completely just all over the place. So why would you buy? Why would you buy? Especially because like you look at all the PS5 games available. What, like the only exclusive games are Demon's Souls and Godfall? And Demon's Souls is a game that already existed before. Godfall is Godfall. You know,
I just want the better looking version of Sackboy, okay?
You're right.
It actually looks identical on the PS4, to be honest. But
well, yeah, I guess Astro's Playroom is sell it on that. Yeah, if they had like
spend $900 for an hour of enjoyment, you know? if they had like their like Gran Turismo or Ratchet ready to go, I think Gran Turismo would have got some people in for that if it was PS5 only. But like Ratchet, or if Miles Morales was PS5 only. Well, I mean, like that isn't supposed to. I'm not trying to like completely act like the launch was bad. I think the launch was pretty okay, just because like there was stuff to play, and like obviously like the two big Sony published games that were also like, you know, PS4 cross-gen. But it's also like I kind of feel like I could play Sackboy and Miles Morales right now, but I'm like I'll wait till I get a PS5, you know, kind of thing. So it's just like it doesn't really take away. It takes away a little bit of the excitement, but not a ton. But it's just supposed to be kind of like why would you really jump right now? Like why would you spend $1,000 or even more to buy it right now when in 2 months, you know, it might be readily available?
Because I want to be cool like everyone else.
Believe it is called Keeping Up with the Joneses.
The problem you run into is the holiday pressure for the parents. That's got to be the.
There was like a billion Switch Lights at the Best Buy I went to. You can get that. Nobody wants a Switch Lite right now.
All I see are Switch Lights.
Everyone wants the regular Switch.
Yeah, because it's just like, even if you only want to play the Switch in handheld mode, I feel like a lot of people would be like, well, I'll just spend $100 more, so then I don't have any regrets. Because if you just get the Switch Lite, then if you want to play it on the TV, then you're kind of boned.
I will say,
unless you get the TV only Switch that's coming out first half of next year.
Ooh, I mainly don't say
TV
that.
was a huge success. So
hey, I love my PlayStation TV. Unironically.
What were you saying, Clay?
I have a PlayStation TV. That's all I'm willing to say.
No, I was gonna say I love my Switch Lite, but there's specific games I will play on that. There are ones that I do not care to like see on a bigger screen or actually have Rumble for. So
The Switch Lite.
That's all I'm gonna play.
The Switch Lite feels a million
Calamity,
times better. The Switch Lite feels a million times better than the regular Switch. It's just that everything's on my regular Switch, so I'm kind of like.
Well, yeah, but I think we're in a special case. You know what I mean? Versus like a lot of people who might not necessarily, have like.
I like the buttons.
Games.
I'm a normal person who owns 4 Wii U's. It's just fine.
And 4 Switches.
I am the 99%. I am mainstream.
I have half the
but it
number of
feels
Wii U.
better.
I've got 2 Wii U's. I got a Japanese Wii U and a regular.
Oh, you
is that the yellow Switch?
There,
I have one
that is
Wii
a
U.
yellow Wii U box down there.
And I have a countdown
white
display
Wii U.
clock for a Wii U. That's about it.
I like the Switch Lite
A
still.
European Wii U.
What?
And there's
Region locked Wii U
nice.
because it was region locked, so you got to make sure that you have the different regions. Good.
Scott,
I
I'm going
had
to show you how to
to,
mod
yeah.
yours so you can just have region-free games on one. You don't need.
No,
3 of them.
I want it to be.
No,
I want it to be.
You got to
stupid.
do it officially, MDG.
I have
You
to
gotta
do it officially.
Yes.
And one of those Wii U's is Japanese, so I can play my Japanese games. As in, I have
But if you modify it, you can play GameCube games on it.
Yep.
Almost
no,
like
I refuse
it's
to
almost
mod
like the
anything.
Series X then.
Okay, if you want to get
I refuse to mod
accept
anything. I want to waste my money.
he
He's
won't even get a
dedicated.
PS5 from someone else. So
He's dedicated to keep Coles in business. So he goes there every day. He goes, "Hey, can I pay you guys and you give me a Japanese Wii U?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sure, we'll say it.
That's the weird thing. That's the other weird thing Cole sells is very region-specific Wii U's and Midnight Club on 360.
Just
And
right
is
by the
it
checkout counter.
Dub edition?
I got some good
Midnight Club
clothes.
Dub edition?
Yeah, Midnight Club. Yeah,
Midnight Club
on the
LA.
PS2.
Forget.
It's Midnight Club LA.
They have Midnight Club LA on the
Yeah, it's
360.
LA.
Dub edition was
360.
Midnight Club
Platinum
3.
Hits version. The Platinum Hits edition. It's always at Cole's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's always at my Walmart.
Midnight
Yeah.
Club 3 Dub Edition on the PSP is the one I put the most time into.
Same.
I played
drove
LA
the
a lot
Jetta.
on the 360. Let me go over to some of the super chats here. We have Swift X Miles, no message. Then we have Console Gamer 97 said picked up Mario Golf and Soul Calibur 2 for GameCube best console for 20% off, and picked up Animal Crossing Switch earlier this year. Nice.
Mario Golf
GameStop.
Toadstool Tour is the best one.
I gotta check
Yes,
because
it is.
GameStop
Console versions.
I gotta check that site again because GameCube's they're doing buy 2 get 1, I think, on GameCube games for GameStop. So I have to double check, see if there's anything good there. But
I still haven't bought any retro stuff from GameStop. I want to try one day just for fun.
I got a perfect
it's
title
not,
that'll
you never
work
know
for
what's
you on
gonna show
YouTube.
up. What title's that, Jordan?
I bought vintage retro games from GameStop, and here's what they sent me.
Yep,
Here's
the most
what I
literal
got.
title. The most literal title. It worked.
And you just sit a box in front of you, and you go,
Do you know why I came up with that title? Because I couldn't come up with a title. That is legitimately why I came up with that title. I was like, I whatever. It's
I
like
can't
3
believe
a.m.
GameStop sent me this.
It's 3 a.m. Whatever.
Does anybody GameStops nearby? So I've seen like very weird pictures of like some people's GameStops in person selling retro stuff. Does anybody go to a
I've seen a
GameStop like
couple.
that?
The one near me
I've
has
never seen.
3 N64 games in the glass underneath the DS games that they threw out all the box art for.
What? Yeah.
They had like
That's
Pokemon Crystal
unfortunate, yeah.
for like a ridiculous price.
They had Mario
Thing
Party.
was about
They
it.
had Mario Party 1, I think, and it was like $45 or $50 on the 64.
bad.
No, I
Not
was
bad.
looking. I was like, I think that's about right when I was just looking at it. And then they had like Pokemon Puzzle League and Pod
Had that
Racer or
steal.
something else. I don't know, nothing
Pokemon
really
Puzzle
great.
League for $70.
Yeah, but I was like,
My-
okay, cool.
My GameStop is like the
Yeah.
size of a shoe closet. It's very strange. So it
The
has like
problem-
one T-shirt rack, and then it's just the three like three console makers and nothing
There
else.
is like a retro
think-
store near me,
I
but no
think
one's
I-
trading stuff in anymore. So
I think a GameStop near me might be redesigning itself to be like that demo.
The new
that,
setup.
oh,
The chill
nice.
zone.
I think
You're
I
gonna
haven't
get a
been
chill
to it
zone?
recently. Maybe, yeah.
Yo, that's what's
Yeah,
up.
it's gonna be
Chill zone,
great. Yeah.
I haven't-
So-
I don't.
You should throw a party there.
I haven't
Yeah,
set
I've
foot in a
always-
GameStop in like probably 2 years.
Really?
Yeah, because well, I was still part of Gamers Club for a while through Best Buy,
Hmm.
and then
Oh,
that expired.
I'm still very brand loyal to Best Buy, even though I don't get Gamers Club anymore.
Yeah, I just would
just
go
like-
to. I would just go to Best Buy.
I mean, when they say it's the best.
I'd also be really wary of going to a GameStop in Florida too. That's just me.
All right, here we go.
What could happen there? I just be very wary
Florida
about
man
going there.
post from Mount
Okay, I'm just saying.
I'm just looking out for you.
I mean, he has a point.
Yeah, let me know. Let us know, Scott, if that actually turns out to be like the part retro GameStop store where they bring the CRTs and plop them down.
I'll
And
see.
everything.
I mean, from what I saw, it looked like that demo look of it looked like a Verizon store, and I'm kind of like, okay, I get this, but it's also like a little lamer because it's just like I don't really want to hang out here.
Yeah, that's what they want you to do.
I can imagine a lot of kids, they're gonna be like, oh man, I don't want to hang out here, which is exactly what they don't want kids to do. But I'm also like, man, as a kid, I loved loitering there. It was fun.
I need these conventions to open back up so I can go get some GameCube games. So the slim pickings out here in the Northeast. So
yeah, there's a few more Wii U's I'm looking
There's
at.
a website called eBay, right? And you go buy shit off.
No, I want to buy it. I want to get it in person. I want to start doing that again.
It has a sticker that really annoys me as I'm trying to take it off. That's it. No excuses.
Yeah, I want to there's some videos I could do just doing like going to the conventions, getting some of the games and stuff, and I think that'd be interesting. So also, I'm not buying Pokemon box unless it's in person.
No!
I can look at it. I have to be able to see it. I have to see it. I can't buy it off eBay.
No, you can't. It's just too expensive.
It's too expensive. I need to see it.
So picky.
They have to prove to me that it's real and it's not a picture of it.
If it was an actual game, would you be willing to buy it for that price on eBay? Is it just the fact that it's Pokemon box and there's nothing to it?
It's worth so much money for the stupidest reasons.
I already have so many of the.
I like spending money on dumb garbage like
Trust me, I do too. I buy Pokemon cards, but the difference is that literally has no sub. You open it, it's like, all right, you can store things in here. It's like, great.
That's legitimately like one of the rare.
I think that's pay super overseas shipping for this, and I'm very happy.
That's a smart purchase.
Is that one of the rarest GameCube games? Is that Pokemon box game?
Yeah, probably. It's up there, I'm sure.
Because I
wouldn't
probably
say rarest. I don't know that for a fact.
Honestly, to be honest, if I bought it, I would probably say it's like this. I bought the rarest GameCube game ever, or something.
Maybe the most. It could be one of the most expensive at this point.
There is the Wind Waker and Metroid Prime bundle that comes in one case.
Ooh.
That's kind of pricey.
I saw that. Yeah, I think you mentioned that one to me
pricey?
because I was looking at those when I was talking about demo discs.
Yeah, but that's also literally just Wind Waker and Metroid Prime, and there's nothing else to it. So,
yeah, that's why I'm like,
but
Pokemon box
is at
has
least
no
a little
functionality
cooler.
at all.
Yeah.
So,
But I mean, it's a little cooler. I mean, Metroid Prime and Wind Waker are two of the best games of all time, but I mean, you can just get the game separately for way cheaper. So.
K-Jab says, okay, Sean, your favorite metal bands go.
Acacia Strain, Amir, Metallica, Iron Maiden, Ozzy, Cradle of Filth. Spirit Box is really good. I'm really into Spirit Box nowadays.
Cradle of Filth is dope.
Yeah, I love Cradle.
It's a good name.
Are you guys messing with me right now?
No.
Oh, okay.
Dude, I've seen Cradle of Filth in concert.
You guys
They
just
were
made
awesome.
one up.
John,
for a million
what
years.
genre of music do you listen to? That's my curiosity. What do you listen to in the car or at the gym?
The
You know what he
radio
listens to?
genre.
He listens to YouTube podcasts.
I listen to
Because-
podcasts.
Because
That
when we
makes,
wrote-
that makes
okay,
a lot
we
of sense.
Everyone listens to a podcast.
No, no,
Everyone
no,
has
no,
a
no.
podcast.
When-
Everyone listens to a
when
podcast.
we went-
What
when we-
music? There has to be some music. You
listen,
can't.
when we
Let's
went to Long Island Retro, there and back, there was zero music. It was all YouTube
All
or
pod-
conversation.
Oh my god. There has to be some form of music. What do you listen to, John? And don't say, I listen to video game music. Give me a genre of music that you would like over other genre of music.
Generally, like older rock music.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Got my answer. That's all I wanted to know.
Basics.
Like
Just,
AC/DC.
I was just hoping there was like some like
Basics,
really
sure.
just out of pocket response that would have been like, oh,
Oh,
thank you for
He
that.
secretly
More
listens to
crazy.
K-pop.
This is Bjork, an old Bjork.
Bjork's good. Yeah.
John's in here like, now look at you, now look at me. No?
No.
I
What was
support-
that?
Yeah, you go click. Again, I'll buy that album.
Shut up.
Then
covered.
1033 says finished all 120 shrines in Breath of the Wild this morning. Age of Calamity next week. Devin says, just wanted to let everyone know I beat the bots on Walmart.com for the Series X.
My man.
Hell yeah.
Good
There we
job.
go.
Congrats.
Victor says, dope shirt, Jordan. And Scott, if my NES game isn't Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu, I don't know what I'll do.
That's a good game.
You know, let me see. I mean, like,
Oh,
let's
you actually
see,
have
let's
it.
see what. Yeah, well, this is.
Oh,
There's the game.
Wow, there he is.
There's some good stuff. I don't think I bought Jackie. What was it?
That's a higher end ish.
Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu.
There's a few. I bought a few high end stuff to throw into the mix. There's DuckTales 2 and Mighty Final Fight in there. So that's a bit pricey.
Those are like 200 pop.
Let's see. Hoops. Double Dribble.
Nice.
Side Pocket.
We would always have like 8 copies of Double Dribble at all times back in the day.
I know. I told you, those retro game stores, they very much like me cleaning them out.
Yeah, they're probably very excited for you taking all those games.
Yeah, and this one happens to be football.
Stadium events.
Yes, dude.
Yeah. We'll throw that one in there. Why not?
Console Gamer says, early congrats to Dreamcast Guy for hitting 200,000 subscribers.
I might hit it this week before the next podcast, but man, I'm so excited. Thank you, everybody.
Dr. Claw says, green bean casserole got thrown shade and I feel attacked.
Oh, you poor thing.
It's good.
Robert says, what's good to all my peeps? Got a Series X, but it's not guaranteed until Christmas. Yeah, they were doing that. I guess they sold through a lot of their stock because they had 1.3 million sold, which is like half of what the PS5 did, but they sold everything.
Well, the thing that's crazy,
they're sold out. So
I didn't even mention it. It's actually kind of impressive because, like, of course the PS5 is going to sell worldwide, but like the Xbox Series systems did very well comparatively in the US compared to the PS5.
The Xbox the Xbox and the PlayStation are a little closer than people realize in the US.
Yeah, like I talked about it in my video today. It's like, yes, technically it was 2-1, but when you actually consider some varying factors, it's actually surprisingly closer than I thought it would be.
I question this whole 2-1 thing in terms of the sales because Microsoft sold everything they produced. Same thing with Sony.
So it's interesting with Microsoft. The word is that they were held up a bit, and that's just what they could produce at the time.
Yeah, because there's no Xboxes that are just chilling.
Yeah,
right. So they sold everything that they can do. So to me, it's like if they sold 2-1, Sony just produced more. That's really what it comes down. At this point, not saying that Sony's not going to eventually sell more because they will probably. They'll sell more. But at the beginning, like everyone's just selling whatever they can make. So
apparently Sony was ahead on manufacturing is what the word is. Microsoft was waiting for something from AMD is what Phil Spencer had mentioned, and they were behind on their schedule for producing the actual system. So that's what they said in the most actually pretty recent interview. And then that's apparently the reason that the Xbox games are performing worse than the PS5 games and third-party games right now. So it's an interesting situation. Apparently what they did with the AMD was something I guess they're looking more long-term over the generation for. So we'll see. But hey, the Series S has ray tracing somehow. So there you go. I guess they did some work that we'll find out more about. Michael says, you guys all do a terrific job. Thank you for getting me through sleepless nights during quarantine. And Chief says, bought all the Dark Souls on gold deals to play all on the Series X, even though I've never played them. Great prices, but probably in for a bad time.
Yes, you are.
No, you're in for a good
I still
time.
haven't put in my Demon Souls.
If you have patience, those games are good. I don't have patience though, and I realize that.
But patience is your best weapon. Sometimes, like, don't always swing if you see an opening. Definitely try and survive the boss fights. But getting them on Series X, so I own all the Dark Souls on every console, and I like them on Series X a lot.
Can they add a pause button, please? That's all.
No.
I can't stand games where you can't pause, or when you hit pause, the game's still playing in the background. It's like, yo, what? Let me breathe for 1 second.
Is anyone watching this?
My daughter's running around and then she's like swinging on the. I just want to be able to pause the game. That's it.
What is it, Sean?
Is anyone watching this Tyson undercard shit? This is horrible. This is the most boring
I'm watching this
shit I have ever seen in my life. Just get to the Nate Robinson, Jake Paul fight. Get to the Tyson and Roy Jones
let
Jr.
the rapper
fight.
finish his rap song, and then
They keep
they'll
doing
fight.
raps. They keep doing interludes. Like Wiz Khalifa was there and shit.
Lil Wayne was supposed to be there, and then he said nah, and then French Montana came out. It's a whole event.
Yikes.
This is boxing, okay?
Just tell me who wins.
It's what we call boxing now. And Andy says, hey, hope all are well. Liam says, Scott, can you do a video on educational consoles like the V-Smile or
Sega
Leapfrog?
Pico?
Sega Pico,
yes.
Sega Pico?
I remember.
They say Leapfrog as well.
I remember when I was a kid.
Something called the Playdia.
Playdia?
Is that
yeah,
Stadia's
I
sister?
swear.
Probably
Possibly.
more successful.
Man, I didn't get the Stadia for YouTube Premium deal or something. I got the notification and I missed out on it. I didn't get it.
Good news. If you buy Cyberpunk, you get it again.
What?
Well,
I think you have to buy Cyberpunk on Stadia, though.
Ooh, not worth it.
Oh, never
yeah,
mind.
It's the Bandai Playdia.
That's how they get it. Bandai played you.
Just don't even care. Don't
That's
even.
a
worry
bad
about it.
name.
That sounds made up.
Don't
That
worry
sounds
about
made
it.
up.
Yeah.
Playdia.
Don't even worry about it. No, but what was it? Oh yeah, sure, maybe. We'll look into it.
I want
I'm
the
down to buy it.
I want the Pippin. What is the Apple Bandai
Pippin.
Pippin?
Apple Pippin, yep.
I want that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have Dragon
Why
Ball
not?
games on
Yeah.
there.
I remember
There's
going to Sears as a kid, and they had a Sega Pico there, and I used to play
What?
it. And I was, this
Really?
sucks. Yeah,
Does it have-
because they had
does it have
Sears,
actual games?
Sears used to have a badass electronics section.
Yeah.
It was right near the
I
kids'
think I
club.
remember that actually with the yeah.
So I'd be like, all right, Grandma, you pick me out some
Wow,
pants.
Sears was for a while ago.
I'm gonna go over here and play.
It was
some-
weird. I think there was like some Pokemon games released for the Pico.
Interesting. I'll look into the
Really?
Sega
What?
Pico.
It
me
sucked.
see.
Like it was for babies.
That's the only Sega console I
Yeah.
don't own.
Yeah,
Jordan
there was a
says-
Pico thing.
What'd I say?
Jordan says, "Hi Scott, I can sell a PS5
Scott.
to you. Got a GameFly deal."
A GameFly
Now
deal?
everyone's like, "Wait a minute, we can sell."
They
Scott a
don't
PS5.
They don't sell clothing. I refuse.
All right, someone needs to come up with a Kmart PS5. All right.
Oh,
Scott,
man,
Scott
I
will
wanna
have to
find
buy
Kmart
that.
still
Kmart.
exist?
I
My
want to
K-
find a Kmart.
I had a
that's
Kmart
still-
by me that
There
just
is.
closed right
Yeah,
before COVID.
summer's still
happened.
kind of open.
Jeez.
I was so sad.
Yeah,
forever.
I wanna tell my friends like I'm just like we're gonna keep driving until we find a Kmart.
Never
that.
seen or
Keep
heard from
driving.
again.
We're gonna have
Yeah.
to have an open week. Yeah. So.
Bronze player says, "Please do a review on Fast and Furious."
No.
Yeah, I'm
movies
playing it
or-
right now. It's so bad.
The game that was a big snub for the Game of the Year awards too, right there.
Yeah,
They better
it's
come back out on
35 hours.
stage and announce the sequel.
Oh my
Oh
god.
Jesus Christ!
No, I played Tekken, so
Chopper Man says, "Can't wait for Cyberpunk to get delayed again and Dying Light 2 to actually show some gameplay 2021." Yeah, Dying Light 2 looked good from what they showed, but that thing went away. So
I didn't even realize. I completely forgot that didn't come out yet.
Yeah,
I think
right.
just like
I think
Dead
Cyberpunk's
Dead
gonna
Island
make
2
it.
as well.
what were you saying, MG?
I think Cyberpunk's going to make it this time.
I think so too. They seem very confident it's coming out December 10th,
It's
mostly because it already
Would.
leaked. So
It doesn't necessarily mean that it's not coming in really hot and that day one patch isn't going to be great. But
it'll that day one patch can be interesting, I think, to see what exactly is in it.
I'm very excited to most likely be let down because of my expectations.
The expectation's too high. It's got to be an 11 out of 10 game or people will be disappointed.
Not even close.
I secretly been looking at a lot of the leaks, and honestly, I think it looks good. I mean, graphically, it's a big graphical downgrade. I think people should prepare themselves for the fact that it doesn't look great. but
I
it
think we
does
need to
seem
wait
fun.
for that next gen
Oh?
patch before we get there.
Hmm.
They're going to do a next gen patch, and I think it'll carry over to PC as well.
I saw they showed official Xbox Series
Yeah,
X footage,
The-
right?
not that like the cut together stuff they did look good. Look at some of the leaks. It's
Okay,
funky.
I'm trying to go into it just blind. I
Yeah.
just want to play,
Yeah.
you know.
The characters look like mannequins. They're like, "Hello, it is time for the mission."
Oh, no.
Mannequins. My mom used to run a store, and she had a lot of mannequins in there. So
I'm
It'll be,
scared of mannequins because of Condemned.
Oh,
good, yeah, good.
Derek says, "Hey, RGT, Mike Tyson or Roy Jones?"
Man, Tyson. I want Tyson to win. Do I think he'll win? Fuck yes, I do.
Okay.
Did you put money on the fight?
No, I'm too cheap.
Leaf
You
says-
do realize I found out earlier this year I'm part Jewish, right?
Go on. Where we go with
No,
this?
my mom did it. So my mom does a lot of business with this medical clinic for her cake business or whatever, and they were doing like free ancestry stuff, and so she did a test, and the test came back, and I was like 11% Jewish, and I was like,
no, only 11%.
What the fuck? Where's my Hanukkah gifts that I've been screwed out of for my heritage for 35 fucking years? Like, this is bullshit. So
I'm 50% Jewish for my heritage. I don't even celebrate Hanukkah.
Bro, you like one of those people trying to get like the reservation money?
Now I understand why. Now I understand why.
Cherokee Indian, give me. I want some of that reservation money. Trail of Tears, y'all screwed us forever money. That's what
y'all are all
do.
getting canceled. I'm gonna sit here.
Yo, I gotta go. It's been a good podcast.
You can't claim that, Sean. What's wrong with you?
Why? That's part of my heritage. That's not enough. Who is to say what is enough and what is not enough? I think that is a very high
11 is somewhat substantial. But hold on.
I looked it up. to see what the deal was with that. And it's like legit. Like if that's a percentage,
they have a cutoff percentage.
Yeah.
Like they have like pie charts and all, like the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I know why you wouldn't get a freaking Switch Pro controller for so long.
I mean, it makes. I told my mom, I was like, "Listen, this all makes perfect sense now."
So what are you owed? 100? Like what are you owed officially?
I think 35 years of Hanukkah gifts. I remember this one girl, Elizabeth, in 4th grade. She had a Jewish mom and a Christian dad, and she would be like celebrating Hanukkah and Christmas, and I was like, this is some bullshit. I could barely get a toy for Christmas. You're getting what, 9 days and then an additional 10th day of additional gifts?
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of gifts. That's 35 years of all. Yeah,
11% of Hanukkah. Then you should not get anywhere.
Yeah, you should get 11% of those 35 years of gifts.
That's still at least a full holiday.
Okay,
all right.
Well, let's say. Well, how many days is in Hanukkah? 9.
You should know this, right?
You should.
Wait, I think it's 9. So let's say. Okay, so 1 day. So then I think it's 35 gifts, roughly 30 to 35 gifts, and they could be small gifts.
I have not had 30 gifts in my entire life from everybody I've ever known.
Oh gosh.
11% is 1/9. Thank you, Michael. Thank you.
Leaf says, Scott, can't wait for my shirt. I'm $20.08.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for buying a shirt.
And the Leaf says, Scott, I love your videos. My favorite YouTuber.
Thank you very much.
Some dude says, oh, Dreamcast guy was really out here playing VR before it was cool.
Oh, yeah, with my shot controller. I saw that. I only replied to him in chat because I thought that was pretty funny.
Symphonic Balance says, notice there's a new influx of eBay listings for just the PS5 box with people paying console prices for cardboard. Just why? Yeah, we mentioned that. That is... It's
way to get $1.
It's been going on for a bit now, but yeah, I can't imagine that transaction really goes through at the end. Like, don't people just return it? I feel like eBay would take side of the person who bought it and be like, yeah, we're just going to give your money back.
They are selling Cookin' Mama Cookstar on Kohl's.com.
Oh my gosh.
Oh god.
The bad game. The game that got banned.
That's the one on the Switch, right? They still have
mining one, right?
Oh yeah.
I left mine sealed.
Yeah,
good idea.
Kohl's right now.
Is it just MSRP?
Yeah,
that game's valueless.
$60, but you get it with Goosebumps Dead of the Night.
Whoa.
It's right there for $60. A combo pack.
Finally.
It's on sale though. It's usually $80.
That's
80.
What?
Wait,
mine was $40.
No, Cooking Mom is.
It's already doubled in price.
Wow.
No. This is for the bundle. This is for the bundle with Cooking Mama.
It's Kohl's overpriced bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh, finally, Nate Robinson's about to fight Jake Paul. I hope he knocks him out.
Ethan R says TV recommendations for PS5 with LG CX.
LG CX.
55 or 65. You're good either way there.
Best Insignia 55-inch Roku TV. That's what I have.
Press a button. Your character reacts 3 seconds later on the screen.
It's pretty good.
My grandparents have an Insignia from 13 years ago, 55-inch that I'm replacing this year finally for them.
That's pretty impressive. That's more impressive.
It's lasted quite a while. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, like, what is it? Is it still an HD? Is it an HD TV?
Yeah, it is. It was.
That's
I mean,
impressive.
it was a 1080p. It was like a family gift back in the day.
Yeah. Does it have like the picture going on it?
No, it's actually not bad. It's just like they could have something better, and like I'm just like, and it'll make them mad because they hate it when people buy. It's like I bought them. I bought my grandma an Amazon tablet and a Wi-Fi router because she didn't have any Wi-Fi at her house. So I just like got one of those pay-as-you-go plans. And I was just like, whatever. And she got so mad. What is this? Why would you buy this for me? Take it back. I was like, no, just take it. We need Wi-Fi in this damn house. Nobody has a signal here. So yeah, they'll get pissed, but it'll be funny.
Bummer Rob says, who is the best Zelda companion?
I mean, it varies. Midna or 5 for me.
Midnight.
Oh, Midnight, yeah.
Oh, you got Crush.
Who's the captain in Phantom Hourglass?
Linebacker.
Yeah, he's the best.
He's cool.
Andrew says, how could PlayStation Vita backwards compatibility be achieved on PS5 given its back/front touchpads?
So some Vita games already, if you put them into Vita TV, some games would just the touch functionality would become the triggers. So like some of the games, you'd pull the triggers, and then when you moved around, you could like you'd hold the triggers and use the joysticks to control where your thumbs would. It actually worked pretty well.
Paul says, hi all, how's everybody going with Demon Souls? Dusted off the PS3 to play the original. My god, it's clunky. Does it still seem like a proof of concept? No, it's been Bluepoint did a good job. It's much more responsive, I would say, now, and it's cleaned up really, really well on the PS5. How is it over there, Scott?
You have it.
You got the box open.
Case.
Very nice.
I did open the box. Yeah, I do have it. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I haven't put mine in yet.
There's a white header. That's fun. Great.
Yeah, I'm still about halfway through it, but I like I said, I put it down when I started doing some testing with the PS5 for other things. Then Immortals showed up in Age of Calamity, but I'll go back to it just to finish it up.
Am I the only one that thinks Immortals' name should have stayed Gods and Monsters?
Yeah,
I think it should have as well.
It's that one.
I agree.
That one, at least, like, it's a more generic name, but it's like you get a better idea. Immortals Fenyx Rising, like any of those words, any of those 3 words could have just been the one-word title of the game. You could just call it Immortals. You could have called it
Did they have to change it because there was like a trademark issue?
I don't know.
There was
Monster Energy drink or something.
I just feel like Gods and Monsters, I think, was a better title than Immortals Fenyx Rising.
And now nobody knows. Like, I feel like it's confusing more people because I got an email from like the team or whatever that do it, and they were like, Immortals Fenyx Rising, aka previously Gods and Monsters, is just like, yeah, because they know people don't know what Immortals Fenyx Rising is.
Well, I feel like also with the title, it puts more pressure on the character, and if you're saying the character is kind of like, I
already forgot who the character is.
Phoenix, exactly.
Oh, the name's Phoenix. Oh.
Yes, exactly.
There's supposed to be a colon in the title somewhere? Or is it just 3 words,
Surprising.
just a run-on sentence?
I think there's a semicolon, right? Or like, there's like a
semicolon?
I thought it was a
colon. Oh, there's
it's
a colon.
Immortal
Game has a
colon Phoenix
semicolon in
Rising,
the
isn't it?
title.
Not a semicolon. My bad.
Yeah.
It's been a while since college.
That'd just be
Forgive
funny.
me.
Yeah,
I'm old.
I would have done it. I
20
would
years
have done it
since
just to
college.
do it. I'd have done it just to see if I get away with it if I was titling that game.
Yeah.
And Bummer Rob, Prince of Persia needs a Switch port. MVG.
They know where I am.
They know where he is. Yeah, I think they're gonna do a Switch port soonish. Eventually, I think that'll get announced. Although,
do the original.
Although,
The
dude,
original.
how excited are people really for the Sans Time remake after seeing it? I don't know.
I feel bad. I don't want to badmouth that game. Some of the developers of that game, like individual employees working on the remake, follow me on Twitter. So I don't want. I feel bad being like, look at this trash.
Don't send me the game then.
It's not their fault. It's not their fault. They've been given an absolute shoestring budget to make that game. They've been set up to fail, and that's really unfortunate. They really need
buy it anyway. It stands a time.
At that point, why not just do like a straight port, just like HD, just like put the original on it instead of kind of like remaster it how they're doing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I would have done. Just moved it over, charged like $10 and just call it a day.
Yeah, instead they're trying to do more with kind of like a smaller budget, and I feel like that's just going to make the game worse in the long run.
Mm-hmm. Dragon Heart says, welcome back, Miss Click. Missed you the last two Spawncast. Want to give a big birthday shout out to one of my favorite YouTubers, Wood Beat 'em Ups Hawker.
Who?
Birthday cake next to it. I don't know. We'll have to look into this.
I've never heard of that guy before.
On a serious note, Wood did a freaking amazing video on both the PS5 and the Xbox. Absolutely, if y'all have not watched them, they are some of my favorite freaking videos about the PS5 and the Xbox so far.
Yep, check out Wood Beat 'em Ups. Jared says, is Hyrule Warriors or Fenyx Rising a better Zelda? I would say Fenyx Rising probably isn't the same character.
Yeah, it's not a hack and slash. Yeah,
Hyrule Warriors is different. Zelda. No, but Fenyx Rising, the world is very interesting, but the character, like I said, is just
Yeah, if you're one more lore and character heavy, you should play Hyrule Warriors.
But
man, what is wrong with this character? You just despise this character.
Dude, Jesus Christ. So Nate Robinson got knocked down again. He got knocked down in the first round and in the second round. This man looks like he's never been in a fight before. It's absolutely
I never seen a punch like that. Oh my god.
Nate is like 5'8"? And he's boxing.
Oh, he's short.
He's boxing like he's 6'7", like trying to go for the knockout punch. And it's just like, what are you doing?
I will say, if you like Breath of the Wild, Fenyx Rising is worth checking out. It's more of the same.
Oh, he got knocked the fuck out! He got knocked the fuck out! He's done. He's done. That's the fight. Wow.
Ooh.
Is that really considered a fight?
It was a mauling.
Yeah,
Jake Paul beat the piss out of him.
Seems like a
6'1" guy beat up a 5 foot.
Oh, come on. In boxing, that doesn't matter. Come on. It's about boxing. You got to give him some credit.
Dude, his reach is so much longer. What are you talking about?
It's all about matchups.
Okay.
Dude, Nate is dead. He hasn't moved.
Good.
Veluxia says, OJ, you forgot to mention, Star Renegades. I personally have never seen a pixel turn-based RPG look as nice as it does.
Well, I played Star Renegades last week. I played it after the show, so yeah, I guess I could have mentioned that.
I'll look into that one too. I saw it on the eShop today when I was scrolling through to see what came out in like the 50 or 60 titles that randomly dropped for no reason. But I did see Star Renegades, so I might go back and look at that one.
Yeah, it's Star Renegades. It's good. Like the pixel art's really nice. It's really flashy. I like what they did there with it. I checked it out. I got a review code for it. Checked it out. I have a video up on the channel. So if you guys are interested in like a pixel art turn-based, like old school RPG with heavy on the it has like a lot of mechanics in there, like a lot of crazy in-depth RPG mechanics. Check out Star Renegade. It's pretty cool.
Tesla Volta Game says, at Dreamcast Guy, I'm literally playing Skyrim modded heavily on PC as I'm watching the show. Have a mod to fix achievements using Skyrim SE micro mod list. Google it, and more from Nexus. So you can enable achievements apparently even with mods on.
Interesting. Yeah, I was talking to somebody. Somebody was actually tweeting me about apparently people are doing like total conversion mods. People are like people are almost making a sequel to Skyrim in mods of Skyrim right now. I really do got to check it out on PC.
And then a few more here, then we'll finish up with the Streamlabs. Liam says, is it worth getting a DualSense for the Switch? I would say probably not, because none of the features really work with the adapter from, I think it's 8BitDo, or the one that's being used right now. Like the adaptive triggers don't work really. The rumble isn't used correctly, the speaker, all that stuff. I don't know if I'd spend $70 on that controller. I would just get a Pro controller for the Switch. The Switch Pro controller. TWA Wrestling says, I want Valve games on Switch. Also, heavy in Smash.
They got Bridge Constructor Portal.
They get Orange Box on there. Move that over. Rabbit says, do you think the Xbox launch would have been praised as much as the PlayStation if it launched with a Halo 3 remake and DLC for Forza? Halo 3 remake. Maybe they will do a Halo 3 remake for this generation coming up. I think if they just had Halo Infinite ready, I think it would have been praised a lot more, but they still sold out of all their systems. So like, I don't know. It's more what they're going to do in 2021, because we don't know the next game from Microsoft that's coming out. Cooper says, what does Scott think of Mario All-Stars?
It's all right. It's okay. It's fine. It's a little, it was underwhelming, but I'm happy the games are there. Or is he asking me about the SNES version?
I think he's asked about the new one. Yeah, 3D All Star.
I just like the idea that it's just like, oh, what do you think of Mario All Stars on the?
Did you try the new update with the GameCube controller yet for Sunshine?
No, I played about 5 hours of the compilation in total. Just got a good idea of like how all the games played.
Yeah.
And they all work pretty well. I'm happy that they added the GameCube support to Sunshine because that actually, makes it like, oh wow, this actually like may be the truly definitive version now.
You called 3D All Stars a while ago though in a video.
I did, but it was a much better version because it had all.
Any other version probably would have been better this one, technically. But yeah, like just in terms of features or pretty much anything.
Yeah, I would have liked. That's the thing. If they were gonna make it a limited thing, I would have liked it if it was like the packaging was more limited, like it was kind of like how they did like Mario All Stars 25th anniversary on the Wii, or maybe come in like a big box, had like a nice little booklet or something like that. It's fine though. I'm happy the games are there. That's the thing.
The booklet would have been awesome. It has like the history of like Mario and all the stuff that like kind of is in the box. That would have been really cool to see that. Or like this game, 13 Sentinels. I didn't realize this has like an art book, a 36-page art book like behind the case. So like something like that with a slipcover would have been really cool.
Burnout Paradise Remastered has materials on the inside. Ooh.
That is actually
Does
shocking.
anybody really actually look at those?
Yeah, I was just looking at 13 Sentinels while we're on the podcast.
Okay.
I think, well, what's going to happen on March 31st? What's happening on that
They're
day?
gonna fire him into the sun.
Yeah.
What's going to happen?
You don't want to know.
Mario's gonna knock out Nate Robinson.
Well, apparently that's not hard to do.
Oh.
It's going to take like what, 3 months for that?
Shinru says, "Hey all, for the next Mortal Kombat and Soul Calibur games for the Switch, who are your picks for Nintendo reps for each game?" Link doesn't count. I don't know if Nintendo will put anyone in Mortal Kombat.
Oh wait,
Right.
Mortal Kombat? Nobody.
Maybe Injustice.
Maybe do Bayonetta, even though Nintendo doesn't own Bayonetta.
That'd be Sega. That'd be Sega doing
Nah.
that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think they've sent anyone there, unfortunately. I don't
Nintendo
know.
wouldn't put anybody in. Like Mortal or Soul Calibur. Yeah.
What's a
like-
character from Geist? What's a character from Geist?
The ghost from Geist.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Or like somebody from Eternal Darkness.
Yeah, there you go. Eternal Darkness. Drop in,
That wasn't the trademark. Wasn't the
stock
trademark
character
drop?
A.
Wasn't the trademark drop with that game?
Yeah, they.
Oh wow.
What about Soul
Oh!
Calibur? He dropped in.
Ivan, whatever his name is, Devil's Third Man.
Oh, there we go.
Wow.
Okay, we're in. Very good.
Yeah.
Who do you put,
tattoo.
I don't think Nintendo owns that either, but
who do you put
whatever,
in?
might.
Who do you put in Soul Calibur?
The Devil's Third Man. He's just he's making the rounds in 2021.
You could put Pit in Soul Calibur.
With Samus in there.
That'll be cool.
Interesting. Pit just has a lot of moves he could probably add in Soul Calibur. Samus. Okay.
I think you could take any Fire Emblem or Xenoblade character, and it would probably fit pretty well too.
Jeffrey Grubb says, "What makes more money, Cyberpunk on Stadia or a cloud version of Cyberpunk on Switch?" I'm gonna say Cyberpunk on Switch. I'm gonna say Cyberpunk on Switch. I think so. I think honestly, I am curious about Stadia if Cyberpunk doesn't do any type of numbers on that platform, because they're literally giving away Stadia if you buy Cyberpunk. And if people are like, I would, but it comes with Stadia. Yeah, it's like I don't know. I think, you know what, people were more receptive to Control and even the announcement for Hitman than I thought they'd be on a cloud version for the Switch. So you know what, take a shot, see what happens if we put Cyberpunk through the cloud on there. Maybe they will.
What other games do you predict will come to Switch via cloud other than RE3?
Oh, other than RE3,
Well, they said Hitman, right?
Hitman. Yeah, Hitman's gonna happen.
But that's already been announced. Yeah.
Something that's not announced yet.
My serious bet is Fallout. Some
Like
form of Fallout.
4. Yeah.
Fallout 4 or Fallout 3 Anniversary.
I'm gonna say,
Oh man, if they do a cloud version of Fallout 3, that'd be so lame. That's a 360 game.
It's true.
It'd
It
be
would be
super
lame. It would
I'm
be
gonna
lame.
say,
Which means they're gonna do it, aren't they?
Exactly. Yep. Sky got it.
Damn it.
I'm gonna say Final Fantasy 14.
Ooh, I would like that.
Because that's an MMO anyway, so you're always online anyway. And the file size.
What about 7 Remake?
That would be an interesting one to see.
Or they could do Final Fantasy VII Remake Pocket Edition, and then they could do an HD version of that.
Oh,
I'm playing the Pocket Edition right now. It's garbage. A 15 Pocket Edition. It's hot garbage.
I could see them do 7 remake or even just 15, I guess, through the cloud for it. There's a couple things. It depends on what Square wants to do with that, I guess. But I was thinking MMO might have, like, even Phantasy Star might try it. They might try that with Phantasy Star. They've already done that in Japan, so they might try it here. And Bonsai says, "Oh, sorry, sorry, I missed your bar mitzvah, Sean."
it's okay. Everyone did. That's another thing I got screwed out of.
Yeah, Sean missed it.
The City of Champions says, "Anybody back the VCS?" I did. Did it get delayed
Nope.
to the 21st yet? I don't know. They keep sending me pictures of the pallets that they've been brought in on through Tugboat, and then they charged my card the other day for a controller I forgot I ordered with them. And then they asked if I wanted to buy their arcade machine that they're trying to sell now. And they asked if I wanted more controllers. So I think I'm getting.
How many people are you playing this with?
What's that?
How many people are you playing this with?
What? I don't know. They just keep
How many
emailing.
controllers you need?
I don't know. I wanted the system didn't come with a controller. First of all, they were just selling me the system, so I had to buy a controller separately.
Oh,
And then they asked
that's
if I
lame.
wanted to buy their Atari token, which I think is their cryptocurrency. And they asked if I wanted to then invest that cryptocurrency into their Atari casino that they're opening alongside their Atari hotels.
Yeah, when are they opening up those hotels? I really want to check that out.
You know what? I'll let you know when it shows my email when I'm expecting my Atari
Thank
VCS
God.
shipping.
Oh my
information.
god. Please make a side channel called Scott the Vlogs, and it's you like traveling around trying to find games.
I wanted to do a video on like hotels. I wanted to go to them and find like the find the N64 stuff, the stuff that was wired in.
Yeah.
See how many hotels I'd have to go to till I could find it. The LodgeNet controllers. Because I actually want to try to use it because I've never used it because my parents were like, "No, piss off. We're not doing this."
You're not spending the
I'm
$20
like-
for the night to get the 64 brought up to the
No, and I always.
room.
Well, I mean, like, I think it would be like, I mean, you just pay for it and it just appear on your TV. Kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Okay, that's what you're saying. Yeah.
It was hourly.
I like
too.
the
It was
idea.
like-
I like the idea better that it's $20 a night and like they just bring up just this giant.
64.
Bucket.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
Yeah.
it was like done on a timer. I remember. I think it was like
Interesting.
$5 or $10 for like an hour or something like that.
Really?
The only time,
Yeah.
so I was in a hotel in Florida or something, and it had the Sega version of that, the Sega Genesis, like Sega Channel, whatever. And I remember I bumped the controller, and it took over the whole TV immediately. It was like, "Hey, like, what service do you want to pay for?" And my parents were like, "Stop touching that; it's going to charge us."
Mhm.
Michael D says to continue Spider-Man 2 discussion, in addition to what city it'll take place in, what reason do you think they give you to play as Peter over Miles? Okay, I just make sure it wasn't a spoiler. Give you to play as Peter over Miles. I think they're going to have you switch between them.
Yeah,
I think that'd be really awesome.
I think you'll get to
I
pick
want-
which Spider-Man.
I wanted to. Did I ask what city it should take place in?
Yes.
Somewhere in Northwest Ohio. That'd be fun.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We were trying to figure out how they'd make
What are
it
you
feel
trying
that
to
much
confirm?
different. And I and I figured it would be a good idea to do a change of scenery and go somewhere else rather than in New York City.
Mhm.
So,
Spider-Man Tokyo.
Whoa.
I mean,
That'd be cool.
What's the Homecoming? They were like what, San Francisco or whatever? Or
home
go to
Far From Home was somewhere in Europe.
far
or
from
something.
home. They were overseas. Where were they?
They're in different places.
I know they're
Yeah,
overseas.
whatever. Or something
Yeah.
like that. But like, I think that'd be kind of cool. Like, do like San Fran, like do like West Coast, like
Sure.
San Francisco or something like that. Or
Well,
something.
that's where the Avengers were. Remember, the tie-in is that game. There's like, oh, the Avengers are in.
What'd you say?
Did he
Jordan
crash?
just Jordan.
The Avengers.
Jordan!
He
Thanks,
said the
Jordan.
Avengers word.
Oh no.
Lily Haynes says, I have a 24-inch Insignia from 10 years ago. It still works fine. The downside is if I ever get a PS5, it'll be taller than the TV. Yeah, yes.
True.
Mike says, will any of you guys be at Too Many Games 2021? I will attempt to be there if they have it.
Yeah, if
We'll
they
see
have
if they
it.
have it. I will be there because I need to try to find GameCube games. It's been a long time.
Wasn't that kind of a hope? Hopefully.
That's a hope. Like I said, I'd like to go there again. It's been a while doing anything. So if they're, I think it's gonna be end of June. They might even move it to July if they have to. But
I miss
Get the gang
conventions.
together.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like to. I'd like to get everyone back together. So
Yeah,
everyone keeps so sad on Twitter. We all gotta get. Everyone's gotta get together, have fun at like a convention or something.
We have had many talks behind the scenes of doing some sort of Spawncast live, and our thought has been too many games, because too many games is kind of the mecca of let's all hang out kind of convention.
Yeah, it's a little more laid back for conventions than like some of the other ones. So it was fun. Scott had a good panel. There. It was a good time.
Yeah, when they signed me up to do panels that I told them no to, whatever that was.
Ooh, damn drama.
What was it? No, it was just like they had like, oh man, do you want to be on this Switch YouTubers panel? And I'm like, well, I'm not really a Switch YouTuber. And they're like, okay. Then I get like my my lanyard there, and it said, oh yeah, you have to do this panel. And I'm like, no, I don't. I just didn't show up. And John, you messaged me. You were like, are you coming? They think you're coming. I'm like, no, I'm not.
It's like, all right, I'll do it live.
I got nothing to say. Yeah.
And then here to call out Scott, you forgot the Sony Pocket Station in your memory card video, and all 2 of us Pocket Station fans are mad.
But what did I bring up? I brought up other cool stuff, I think. No, I got nothing. I got
If
nothing.
you make one mistake,
I'm sorry.
it undoes it.
I'm sorry. I messed up.
Juice Man Vaughn says, don't get the Star Renegades for the Switch right now. Major crashing issues. Dylan says, might actually pick up Cyberpunk on Stadia. Don't have any consoles besides Switch. My PC will not run it super great. And the free Chromecast. There you go.
So I have a question about Stadia for you. Is it actually bad, or is it like you're just like the service is just kind of garbage? Like, as in like it's just too expensive. It makes no sense. There's not enough games available. That's why it's bad.
It's functional. It's functional. It's actually a very good streaming service. Technically, like it works well. It's 4K. It's
Setup
all that.
of it.
The problem is it's the idea of it being just a marketplace rather than a subscription service, where it's Game Pass has all these games, and you just go, okay, I want to stream that. The idea of paying $60, even $70, because they'll probably follow that trend too, and the game is like streamed to you, and you don't actually have any kind of local version of it, is still hard for, I think, people to grasp and jump completely.
Well, I found it to just be kind of counterintuitive, just because like the entire reason why I just remember when Stadia was launching, they kind of had this big marketing thing where they said, oh, well, like no more waiting for long downloads and stuff like that. And I just feel like the people that are waiting for long downloads already don't have a good internet connection.
Correct.
So you're asking them to stream them instead.
Yeah,
so
and you still need a pretty decent. You need a steady connection, is what it is for Stadia, and 4K. But I think 4K needs at least 25 down, and I mean, it has to be pretty solid too.
It's just like, who are they marketing to?
That's the biggest problem.
Like, are you going in for hardcore gamers? Hardcore gamers are just going to buy the game physical, local, and have it right there, and not have to worry about streaming it. Like, are you the casuals? Casuals they're not going to want to set up that. They got mom on Netflix. They got Timmy doing this. Like, they don't got the routers set up for that. Like, who are you? This is not for anybody. It's a bum service. It's for bums.
Google really needs to actually like give a damn about it, because they don't.
No,
they need to actually be kind of like, they just need to be more like how Microsoft is being super, like they're pouring everything into Game Pass.
Yeah,
I don't want Google to acquire studios, but like they at least need to put some more effort into it.
But that's what I was saying. I was like, bro, when I said this, I said there's no passion in it, because they don't care. It was a cash grab to see if they can.
It's like Amazon with their stupid ass Amazon Luna, whatever.
They don't care. They get these companies. They get a bunch of money to invest in new tech. They just got this surplus of millions upon billions of dollars to invest in something new. And they try something, and if it doesn't work, who gives a damn if it doesn't work? And that's exactly what this is.
There was some concern that the reason Microsoft jumped on Bethesda is because Google and Amazon may have been looking around Bethesda and ZeniMax at the time. So that would have been
better. Yeah, it's better than Microsoft got it then.
Yeah.
It's just like, because like they have no idea what they're doing. Because like you look at like Amazon, they've tried this before. Like when they decided to make they made like a Fire TV box. And they bundled it with a game controller, and they were like, "This will be your replacement for an Xbox." And nobody used it as that. Nobody used it as that, because like they didn't know what they were doing. They didn't know what kind of games people actually wanted to play with it. And now they're trying it again, and it's not going to do well. It's just
my conspiracy theory is that this is supposed to lose money. I've read about how like major companies will purposely have certain sectors that lose money for tax purposes because you can write off huge chunks of it, even though you spent the money and used the money and increased your value. It takes off sometimes tens of millions of your taxes. I kind of feel like Stadia kind of has that vibe of it's not supposed to be successful. It's just supposed to exist.
Liam says, how often do you add new members to the cast? Can we, the viewers, elect new members? Sounds dangerous. I like
It does sound dangerous.
I like it.
we would have
Wait, who said
Keemstar
that?
on
Who
here.
was that?
Liam Warner.
This man, Liam, bro, you need to chill. This man said, "Can
Why
we
is he gonna elect? Is he gonna elect himself?
Yeah, right. He's like, I would like
It
to
seems
run
like
for
the common
Spawncast.
consensus.
No, think about it for a second though. If you're running a show, like why is it? Hey, you guys pick everybody that comes on. Like,
Right? Oh God.
what you
Imagine if
mean,
they
bro?
elected like a really awkward people we couldn't even talk to. It just like totally kills the freaking vibe.
Yeah, what if John doesn't like the guy? What if
they can
I think-
they can also elect people to get kicked off of the chat. It'd be
like,
funny.
what is this?
Look at that.
I think people like seem to kind of like forget
I'll be
that we
first to
kind of
go.
like are sort of friends. Maybe that's like why we hang out with our free time every week. You know, like there's probably a reason why we're here, and probably a
Anytime,
reason
people.
why there's not a whole bunch of random people as well. Like no offense, but
I don't know any of these people on the podcast, honestly.
who are you?
Well, yeah.
They don't talk to me outside of this.
A little secret Spawncast info. Typically, after the show, we sit around and talk for games for like an hour and a half or 2 hours after the show. That is totally true because we are actually friends.
We are.
Except for Jordan.
Yeah.
So
Self-elected
cringe.
worst member.
Wait, Flop says, hey, Scott, all here. I play in a punk band that's local to you called Equipment. You went to high school with my girlfriend. We didn't know each other. That is so much for using your big platform for good. Also, maybe read my Insta DM.
The dick
There you
bag.
go.
Never read
Dick
incidents.
There you
I
go.
appreciate it. Thank you.
You see the blurred out picture. It's
I know.
obviously a dick pic, and it's like, will you accept? It's like,
Oh
no.
my.
Well,
No.
now I'm interested. Let's see.
Thoughts? Taker says, thoughts on Age of Calamity being more of a retelling of Breath of the Wild than a true prequel of the two stories. Which does the panel prefer, the team approach of Age of Calamity or the lone warrior approach to this Breath of the Wild?
Well, some of us haven't finished it yet. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I mean, from what I'm playing, it's definitely not a retell. It's like filling in things. There's a difference. If there's a retelling, it'd be like, oh, we've seen this cutscene already. There are a lot of moments that you don't see that like you actually kind of like it hits you because you're like, wow, I see way more character development than before.
Like Halo Reach.
This guy knows what he's talking about, but
Yeah, I don't know.
why are you ruining? Why are you attempting to ruin it for people that still are playing though? That's stupid question.
Xavier says, my GameStop has a full inbox Time Splitters 2 on GameCube. Nothing else is retro besides a first party PS2 controller. That looks greasier than a Pro Smash player. All right. Time Splitters 2 though on GameCube is a good one though. Go grab that real quick. And I think what we'll do is there's a few other super chats here. What we'll do is we'll do outros. We'll go around and I'll read them in between. Let's start with our guest, Scott. Scott, thanks for coming on tonight. Appreciate it.
Hey, thank you.
I'll let people
Thank
know
you
where
for
they can
having
find
me.
you. Yeah, absolutely. I want people where they can find you, of course, and anything fun coming up.
Yeah, you can find me as Scott the Waz on pretty much everything. I don't really have anything coming up. I'm just really tired.
You just released
No.
a video yesterday.
Yeah,
Released, like,
and then there's one on Wednesday.
Yeah, I was gonna
And there
say.
should be another one tomorrow. I'm tired.
Also, check out Scott's charity he has going on as well. The all the stuff he's selling.
Yes.
Yeah, he went out and got all
There's
those NES games behind him for it. So
Yes, there's a nice box and whatnot, and it comes with a mystery game and an instruction manual and a poster and all kinds of fun garbage that
It's all-
you'll look at once and then put away.
all for a good cause.
So it's fun.
All for good
Yeah.
cause. Sean, where can they find you?
Find me on RGT85. Released a video yesterday. I released a video today. I will have an Immortals Fenyx Rising video up ideally before the game launches. I got to work on it tomorrow, actually. And then I got some other stuff planned for the week. So, and then of course, if there's anything newsworthy that's interesting worth talking about, I will talk about it.
Then what about OJ?
Yeah, right here on YouTube at Player Essence. I've got, once again, Immortals. I'll have PS5 and like I'll do like a PS5 and Switch video like together in one, just because I'm playing them pretty much at the same time and going back and forth with the save file using that feature. So I'll be doing that. That'll be out before the game or slightly after the game is out. And I also have a couple other cool videos planned in terms of live streams and stuff. I think you guys should like it. You know, there's a guy that might start. His initials are BK. That's all I'm gonna say is BK.
Burger King's there?
Burger King, baby.
Burger King.
Sneak
King.
Home of the Whopper Jr.
Right? So you guys check it out. I've been working on it, so it should be fun. My bro's here, so he's gonna help me film. So I got some cool funny footage coming up for you guys, some stuff to talk about. So you guys check out the channel. I live stream daily too. So yeah.
Okay, let's go to MBG.
Thanks for having me on. You can find me on Twitter at Modern Vintage G, YouTube Modern Vintage Gamer. I've got my PS2 on the Xbox Series X video coming out on Monday, and I'm not really sure what else I'm doing next week, but I'm sure I'll get up to some mischief on YouTube. So thanks for having me on. And
I want to give a big shout out to Shamsa. Shamsa coming through. A big donation again. Appreciate it.
Shamsa.
As usual, Shamsa. Very appreciated there. And Shinru says, anyone have their PS4 standing up or laying flat? I was wondering if it's worth buying a cooling fan for the console. Does it help or not at all? I wouldn't buy a cooling fan. Mine is laying flat. I didn't stand my PS4 up. It's just kind of, the PS4 Pro is just kind of flat. But those cooling fans don't do a lot for the system.
And sometimes they can fuck up the fans that are already in there, so don't touch those.
Yes, it's not a great idea. And then Zaire Miller says there's a good interview on Jeff Keighley on It Me JP channel about his career and his philosophy on the Game Awards. Would recommend also, can we get an RGT rant? I think got one earlier.
Got a couple earlier.
I feel like those might show up on the Spawncast clip channel.
I got your heritage rant marked. It's gonna be.
Of RGT.
Evan can be quite dangerous with Photoshop, is all I'm gonna say. So.
I better have the locks too. You don't know how my hair is when it gets long.
I don't know if I want to be canceled.
Sense.
You can get canceled.
Right.
I don't know if
I can't be canceled for realizing I'm Jewish. Like, come on.
He photoshops like a yarmulke or something. He might get canceled.
No, that's fine. He can only get canceled if I disapprove of it.
It'd be kind of funny though. Like you put a yarmulke on like
if only that's how the internet worked, RGT.
Yeah, right.
Like you just put RGT like this with
Misclick.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, thanks for having me. You can find me here on YouTube as Misclick Gaming. Otherwise, you can find me. I'm live almost every day on Twitch as Misclick_live. Yeah, do lots of Let's Plays, variety streaming, good stuff. Yeah, we hang out. So thanks for having me.
And Evan, and let everyone know where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter, Kimmerix Project. If anything's coming up, I've been posting pictures of hopefully the upcoming Spawncast 200 shirt, like the things I've been doing on there.
Looks so good.
Been streaming some of it. Should hopefully get back to streaming this week. Took this last week off because of the holidays and a lot of shit going on, so it's kind of fun.
Oh yeah, Scott ended up getting on the shirt here. Got in just under 200.
Well, I think he's been on maybe
He was.
in like two or three other episodes between 100 and 200.
You're gonna be an anime character.
Yay!
Well, no.
Wouldn't be the first time.
And then Jordan.
Hi, that's me. I don't do anything. You can't.
You're opening Pokemon cards, aren't you?
Sometimes on Twitch.
So follow him on Twitch.
Or note.
Oh.
Okay.
It's cool.
and then Max, Dreamcast guy, coming up on 200,000. Everyone should go by his channel, see what's what. Maybe subscribe. You know?
I just did a big video talking about the interesting thing where PlayStation 5 games in small circumstances are actually performing as well as like Xbox Series X games, and that shouldn't be possible. But yeah, bunch of stuff on the channel. I'm really ramping up. I want to do a giant, crazy, extensive Cyberpunk review as soon as possible. So be sure to watch the channel for that.
Very good. And I think that's everything here. Spawncast episode 191. You're also going to want to check out the Spawncast clips channel because we're working on another show to put on there that'll be unique to that channel. So I think it'll be pretty cool. Oh, and Sonic Boom says, is there any chance you could bring Spawnwave to Parlor? I'd love to be rid of YouTube one day.
I heard that got hacked and like a lot of people's information's just out there.
Always looking around at other websites too. never know. You never know what you do.
That's a good PR answer. Yeah, maybe.
Sarah says, thank you for another amazing show this week. You all are great. Also wanted to shout out Gotcha Force's 17th birthday was yesterday. Wow. I did not know that.
17.
I actually own that game. I don't even know it. Well, thanks, Sarah. Appreciate that. And that's going to do it for Spawncast episode 191. And we'll be back here next Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. We'll see you guys then.